Hey everybody, so we had some technical difficulties, but we're back into it at
Oh,
the perfect time to catch
wow.
them all. Able to get that kill really quickly, then going down. So Gen Z takes the next one. Luckily, we were able to get back in time. Boyo and I were talking about it. We would have hated for you guys to miss the end of this matchup. And Tex, by the way, our lovely producer, the Tex141 in chat. So definitely check out him on Twitter and such. One of the most wonderful producers in the Valorant industry. Always a pleasure to work with, but had a little bit of a technical issue. Seems trying to get used to a new setup and whatnot. But we've gotten back just in time to get the very end of this. 11-11. We mentioned earlier that overtime was pretty likely, and it seems we're on the path there.
I do have to hate to tell everyone in chat that while the stream was down, you did miss an ace.
Wait, there was a.
Yeah.
I missed it too.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
also
even
missed it,
realize.
yeah. There was an ace. I were getting things sorted back out. I believe it was either just for Lemon. I can't remember exactly who it was because we were trying to get things off.
Probably Lemonade or
Oh,
Tommy, because they're both had a lot of kills.
there was an
Lemonade,
ace.
wasn't it? I think it was Lemonade.
Probably
if I had
so,
to
yeah.
guess. I'm not sure, though, because he's got a lot, and I don't think if he had nearly that much earlier.
But now 11-11 the scoreline. This is an incredibly important round because it's a pretty late buy here on the side of Taipan. So if they can make this work, then there's a lot of danger coming out for Darling.
Yeah, this is a massive situation because, yeah, like you said, Taipan in a really rough spot. They only have one Vandal. Everyone else is on Stingers, and they only have one person on heavy armor. Everybody else on light. So it's going to be tough, but they're saving up for that final round, making sure they'll have enough to invest to prevent it from going too far. They can at least save overtime, but Zamal wants to win this round. To win it now. The first kill going the way for Taipan, but there is a flank coming around for Nexo, so that could still be massive. However, nobody over to that bathroom side, so Nexo's flank is going to be largely inconsequential. It's 3 players in U-Haul, and they've just lost Juice, so it's going to be a big on the U-Haul defense to win this one out because it's a 4 versus 4 post plant.
First on side, and the Astro Wall might actually just be what wins it right there for Darling because it's going to be so hard for Taipan to push through. They'll get one kill but trade it off, and despite defuse because they can't do anything about it, Kiko will get the final 2 kills there to secure the economy for Darling, but unfortunately for Taipan, it was such a good round by them, but the ultimate from Astro just came out way too strong.
It was just such a perfectly timed Cosmic Divide, and perfectly placed as well, so anybody pushing through it couldn't quite catch that spike diffuser, and if they wanted to, it was basically just a 90-degree turn to look at them, and then also great job defending that player on the defuse as Taipan tried to push through and focus the spike, but it just wasn't enough. They got a couple of kills, but they weren't kills that mattered because the only kill that mattered was that spike diffuser, and that spike diffuser was lasting until the end of the round, giving that round to Darlings, and now meaning this one is imperative for Taipan to win, but Lemonade has other plans. It's the first kill, Snacky dead, and now Has Joined holding for more, and
Has Joined!
Huge.
Good pit coming out. Taipan, 2 versus 3. They have got to win this round to give us an overtime to keep themselves alive, but to rotate through now. This kill coming in from the back.
I have the spike.
Papikan is able to find the kill. He takes the spike and just walks on off. Doesn't know anyone's behind him. Does he know? Lurking behind is Kiko. At any moment, Kiko could peek and could have ruined the plan to Papikan. He's going to go for the plant.
Oh no, oh no.
Kiko pushing on in now.
Spike
Quiet. I could kill on Lemonade, but here comes Kiko. Zamal finally watching it. But this could be the round-winning kill. Kiko can find him, and Papikan. It's a 1 versus 2. Nexo to win the game if he can get these 2 kills, or else we have an overtime on our hands.
Nothing to lose in this situation either for Nexo. Just stayed behind a little bit. Not to save, but just to avoid the boombot. Now moving out short. Flash out to make sure he knows where they are. Catches them all with it. And now knows there's one more towards U-Haul. Poppycam coming around from the opposite side, though. Is Nexo ready? He is. Over the wall. Takes the game. What a clutch for Darlings. And just barely enough time to defuse as well. Nexo 2GG wins the game outright in regulation.
Wow, what an amazing final kill that was from Nexo to win the game, to win the series, and to send Darling to the grand finals. They now are in the prize pool, in the money, and now what we've got to find out is who they're going to be up against.
That was intense. Oh my goodness, what a play at the very end there from Nexo. And well, congratulations to Darlings. They definitely earned that one. That's just about as hard fought a game as you will ever see. That doesn't go to overtime, even more hard fought than some of them that go to OT. But unfortunately for Taipon, that's the end of their road. It's Darlings who make it into the grand final. They will be facing off against the winner of our next semifinal, which is coming up after this, for the right to that $200, but they've already locked in at least 100 more. That's going to be massive, but we do need a little bit of extra time to set up for that next game. So for the time being, we're going to send it to a little break. So don't go anywhere because we've got even more exciting Valorant coming up later, including Darlings playing again, but we've got to figure out who they're playing in the grand final. So stick around after this break.
Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Yeah. And we ain't sleeping on the floor again. We never sleeping on the floor again. For the ones who didn't make it out, for the ones that didn't see the light, for the ones that never cared, never gave a thought, found no happiness in that brand new car or the house you bought. I see you talking about the love you lost, and it was gone like way before you ever thought it was. Yeah, I took my time, no quick ones, quick run, quick gas to get back there. Hot roads, I didn't think I'd come back fierce, cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my chances. And we are never feeling cold again. And we are never feeling cold again. But I can't act like it's easy. It's hard to preach. Cause I've been burning trees and watching fall. If we cannot breathe out, we go forward. Sure, I was searching for cure. Fishing a little wildlife. And when I'm low on fuel, I'll still be running till my back broke. Halfway, lost hope and I'll check it. Hard roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast. Cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my chances. Been around the globe, looked around and fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't even get it. Been around the globe, think it's time to admit it's not the end, but the road, and you won't even get it. Been around the globe, looked around, nothing fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't even get it. Been around the globe, think it's time to admit it's not the end, but the road. I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my chances. Yes, I was running. I know. I know. Oh, I got lost on the way to you in an orange sky by the ocean blue. Every mile lost, my soul renewed, taken by the sunrise and the golden view. Walking slowly in the mountains underneath the constellations. Yeah, I know that you've been waiting for me. Time is losing all its meaning, like I'm living in a dream, and I've been chasing all the feelings I need. It's in these moments with words unspoken, my eyes wide open, life takes what's above. I wanna see what's below. Just tell me where you wanna go. You can name the place, yeah, you can name the time. We can leave it on behind. No stop or rewind. Before we running out of time. I can see us both flying around, chilling in a pool right by the coast. I can see our clothes down on the floor. I can see it all, baby, we should go. Get set, go, take off. Just tell me where you wanna go. North Pole, East, West, baby, I'll go anywhere. We'll take a plane and take a boat. I don't really care, just as long as it will get us there. Cause I wanna see what's above. I wanna see what's below. Just tell me where you wanna go. You can name the place, yeah, you can name the time. We can leave it on behind. No stop or rewind. Before we running out of time. I can see us both flying around, chilling in a pool right by the coast. I can see our clothes down on the floor. I can see it all, baby, we should go. Get set, go, take off. We can leave it all behind. Why? Before we running out of time. I can see us both flying around, chilling in a pool right by the coast. I can see our clothes down on the floor. I can see it all, baby, we should both get set, go, take off.
I'm feeling lovesick, but I kinda like it, feels like a trip. Got my temperature rising over you. I think you need a doctor, so do you. And I'm feeling you a lot 'cause of the way you say you don't want me to go. Put on a movie, then hold me close. You are my LSD, so I don't
Hello, everybody. We're finally back from our little break on Frost Esports RL. My name is Happiness, and of course, with me once more is Boyo Royo. We are off the back of one of the best maps of Valorant I've seen in my time casting, and it's going to be hard to top that one, but we'll be looking for the absolute best out of these next two squads coming up. It's Nightwatch versus Immoral Devils as our next matchup of the day. And once again, very high level players. We look through the lobby, a lot of high level Immortals, a couple of Radiants here and there as well. So we're expecting another highly competitive matchup between these two. It's going to be tough to live up to the hype that the last one brought, but I have faith in Devils and I have faith in Nightwatch. I don't know about you, Boyo.
Excited for this matchup here. I'm looking just solely at a artificial level and just looking at the pure rank of the players. It seems like Nightwatch are better, but also that is
Okay.
they're very close in ranks. They're all over, but Nightwatch has the two
Okay.
Radiants on the team, but it is definitely
Yeah.
nothing to go by. I will say, we talked about having a close game earlier. I looked at the bracket. That was the first game to go to 24 rounds, but there actually was one game that went past that. It was Immoral Devils versus MFN, which went
Okay.
15-13.
Ooh, that's
So we have had a game which is actually closer than our last one. So if anyone's going to do it, it could
yeah.
be Immoral Devils.
Maybe they just have a propensity for those close matches. Who has I can't tell for sure. Or maybe they just were super closely matched up against the last team, and maybe this time around Nightwatch will come in and just kind of take care of business. But we can't know for sure until we finally get into the matchup. It's Pearl, the map we'll be going to for this best of one between Immoral Devils and Nightwatch. And it looks to be a much slower pick phase than last time.
Yeah.
Nobody locking in anything quite yet, but definitely makes sense because these guys are going to want to take their time, make sure their comps are absolutely flawless.
Now, I was going to say how Pearl, the newest map, and maybe we're still getting used to it, but I feel like everyone's going to be using that excuse until a new map comes out again. So I think at this stage, they should be used to Pearl, and it
Yeah.
should be a case of it's no longer this new idea for them.
Yeah.
They are used to it.
We've already seen it played at VCT Champs. We've already seen it played plenty of times by the highest level players from every region. Although it definitely is still, like, maybe some teams just don't play it, they auto-ban it, but these two wouldn't be in that situation because, well, they let it get through all other 6 maps. They wanted to play this one over everything else that they could have possibly banned. So we ended up on Pearl. These two absolutely not going to try and use any excuses of, oh, I don't really know what's going on quite yet. They know what they're doing on this map, but they're definitely taking their time with the lock-ins. We've seen a Fade locked in for both teams and a Raze locked in for Godrex. As we're starting to see some of those locks come through, it seems they were just kind of waiting, but it's not quite a ranked game. Nobody's dodging here. They're just waiting till the very end to confirm that they're going with the right composition. A couple of differences on each side. This is pretty interesting.
It's pretty similar. The only major difference is the KO out for the stage over on the Devils.
Oh wait, yeah. I think
I don't
just
know why,
the order
it's
of
just
them.
the order, yeah.
The
You
order
confused
of them
for a
made me
second
think
as
there
well.
were a lot of differences. Not. What was I thinking?
And of course, as we had in the last series, the winner of this match moves on to the grand finals and, of course, gets themselves in that money, the grand finals being that best of 3. And we've already seen they've got a very strong opponent waiting in the grand finals, so we're going to see who gets to join them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who will actually join them there because we already know we have a team in the grand finals, but it's going to be a matter of which other fantastic squad will join Darlings in the best of 3 for all the money we have up for grabs in this Whiteout Weekly. It's going to be such a fun one to watch at that very end. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because we got to figure out how it's going. It's Nightwatch. It's Devils, and we're getting into the first round of our best of 1 between these two sides, and it's an aggressive start towards B-Long.
Gonna be long, and Chrome is gonna quickly back off. He's seen the Prowler coming, he's seen the rush, and he does not want to mess with that at that kind of angle. It is a big push on Godred. Will get a pick on Imram. But setting up, it's B-Long. It is my least favourite place on Peril. I despise B-Long with a passion. The worst
it makes
thing that
sense.
I have ever made.
It's pretty tough to play around sometimes, but, well, a couple of these players making it look easy. Foe able to get one, but good trade back for Sleepy. So, although it's a disadvantage still, the Devils.
Godrex, Tyler,
Still got an
so far.
opportunity. Oh, they're so far, and
Oh,
Godrex
good pass.
is able to get the first one, but Astro Boy does trade. So here comes TYO. Coming around the corner, can't quite hit the next headshot either. So, Immoral Devils, they really don't have much of a foothold in this round, but they're doing a great job trading. However, we're too far gone for trades by now. Astro Boy needs to get these two. Trades are not going to do the job anymore. Needs to get this round
30
by
seconds
taking down
left.
both the other players, and needs to do it in the next 30 seconds, or maybe more if he gets the spike down.
From the chamber, low on health, and just waiting there at mid is Ari on the Astra. Looking around at Astro Boy, but does not anticipate the chamber right next to them. And he just easy taps. Chrome, he will get the kill. Honestly, if I'm Chrome there, I think I'll wait for the plant to go down just so you get that extra ult point.
Yeah, I guess so, but that also does give
I guess
them,
it gives
I
a
believe,
safety ult point as
yeah,
well, yeah.
yeah.
So it's
It gives,
like a
yeah.
win-lose, yeah.
Win-lose, and I mean, if you're like a typical chamber ranked player, you know, you're gonna try and go for that ult point because you want to get your tour de force as much as possible. But I guess in this kind of situation, it's really good to, you know, prevent that Sage from getting her res too early, because the res can totally turn rounds on its head. That one extra player makes such a difference for the same reason that Phoenix ults can be so crucial sometimes as well. Just being able to sort of have that buyback into the round can be so impactful, especially when it's not quite like a Phoenix ult, but like you literally just get your life back and you're able to play it from full HP once more. So it's 1-0 round lead now for Godrex and company, as a fantastic start for the Nightwatch, but Immoral Devils not going to let things go easily. They'll probably let this round go easily, though, because, well, they only have classics and one player on the light armor. So I'm not anticipating much of a round from the side of DVL.
Well, Godrex. Just going to hold here at A. A lot of contention going on at mid, entering in through ARP. Wojo. Maybe the first one to push on through is Ari. Just holding in a moment. Got the Spectre in hand. Backing off into mid, it is Devils just unsure where they want to go.
Yeah, and I mean, Devils, they're actually going to just play this together, you know, stay in a pack on the eco rounds. It's such a well-known strategy. Is Foe going to catch them out and take down Sleepy? Immoral
30
Devils
seconds left.
starting on this advantage, but they've completely forfeited this B site, allowing that spike plant in the eco round, and that means that at least, I mean, at the very least, it's going to be a decent eco, if nothing else, but it looks like it will be nothing else, as Chrome XT going to take one. Tayo and Foe are going to finish off the round as well. So, a flawless round for the defenders, but that spike plant, well, it kind of makes it not too bad of, you know, just an eco round for Immoral Devils. Had really nothing to play with. We're able to get at least something out of it.
Well, the Devils start off behind, but around they were supposed to lose, of course. Coming in now, this is where it gets important for the Devils. Nightwatch may be 2-0 up, but they are still on that bonus. They've got Spectres in hand, a Ghost as well. All Vandals going to be coming out for Devils. It's a must-win round in my eyes to start off this game and kind of make it a little bit closer to begin things off, because this is where the economy can really die and it can start to spiral.
Yeah, it does so frequently start to spiral at this point in the game. And and in this bonus round, we saw last game a bunch of different things happen. Inside this bonus round in particular, it can be such a volatile round in spite of the significant advantage that the team who lost those first two rounds has in this third round, at least typically. In this situation, it's pretty significant. Chrome only on the Ghost, although assuming the Headhunter has got at least a couple shots in it for the chamber. On the defender side is Immoral Devils, just trying to take their time, make sure that they're not going to get caught off guard by any sort of rat plays that the defenders might try and go for, knowing they're at the weapons disadvantage. But Wojo is able to get the first one just fine. Tayo is down, and if things were already not bad for the defenders, well, they're definitely looking rough.
Now, if anyone knows me from playing Valorant, they'll know that if there's one thing I can do, it'd be a rat Spectre player, so it's what I'm hoping to see here from the Nightwatch side, and Godrex will find one. On to site now, he's got a Vandal in hand, but Wojo, they're going to back off, going to play at B Hall. Ari, rotating around from the back, has to be careful. An attempted plant going to be faked actually. but no one's gonna react to it.
30
They're gonna
seconds
hold their
left.
ground. Godray is going to have to get a tight peek here, but gonna be wary, gonna wait. But Sleepy just darted back, faking the plant once again. The flash comes out from the KO, and a great kill from Godray, and a good kill from the KO, and a great win from Nightwatch.
They just turned it on. It was like a light switch immediately. They were just hitting all their shots perfectly, and such a good kill from Godrex, and a fantastic flash fang from Foe as well. I mean, perfectly flashing into that position. Godrex with the Vandal, just allowed to go crazy, and Foe was also getting some frags here and there. So it's just perfectly played. The team play was magnificent between the KO and the Raze, and that retake means third straight round now for Nightwatch. And in particular, big issue that round was caught in a terrible spot with the spike. I mean, from that corner, there's so many people who can peek and just get kills in rat situations. Not even rat situations, but
No
I
charges.
mean, you saw that there was the KO from Heaven. There was the Raze from Lane as well, or from Link rather. And it was just a really, really tough spot for Sleepy to play around with this spike in that scenario. You've got to be more responsible as the spike carrier to get into a better spot with the spike, especially even when it looks like you have a significant advantage with guns. Not being able to get that spike down quick enough is, in this case, and in many other cases, the difference between a round win and a round loss.
This is where things can start to spiral a little bit. Once again, Nico going to be coming out from the Devils, Nightwatch on that full buy, and obviously this is an expected loss for the Devils, but now they're going to have to come through after this round, win the next one to have any kind of contention, or else they're going to be stuck in this same kind of brutal cycle where they cannot fight on through. But also, I want to point out, this because I really love this stat line right now. Ari the Astra over on Nightwatch currently just full donuts. No kills, no assists, no deaths. I want to
I
see
just
how long that
noticed
can last.
that. We'll have to wait and
down B.
see. I mean, for
30
now,
seconds
it looks
left.
like Ari might not have to do much. Left completely alone, isolated on the opposite side of the map, as, well, it's just kind of taking care of business on the B site this time around. As Astro Boy down to just 6 health left on the Sage. Peeks around the corner, taken down by Chrome, and so it's just Wojo and Imran, and
seconds
they
left.
really didn't do much at all this
Oh, what a
round,
kill.
but Imran
Last
somehow
player
able to pull
standing.
out that first one. There it is!
Down.
Ari got the kill and then
And
went
the
down
bench.
just afterwards. They seemingly punished by Wojo for getting off the full donuts, but Wojo will be traded up by Ty at the very end. So nobody survives that round for Immortal Devils, and unfortunately, the full donut meme will not survive. Once it is mentioned, it seems it was destined to fail after we finally pointed it out.
I'll say it was still an important kill to get there with the Sheriff. It ruins the economy just a little bit, but at the end of the day, Nightwatch, the
Oh,
one
yeah.
rounds in a row, the economy isn't really
Look
going to
at the
scratch by
money.
it. But any kill you can get is going to be a little bit of an advantage, so certainly something good. But at the moment, this is now another round which is so important for Devils, because if they lose this, it is straight back to eco. They went for a full buy. It's another must win if they want to get themselves back into this game a little bit.
And this round is not the only must-win if they want to make it much more difficult for Nightwatch as well, because it's the lowest amount of money on Nightwatch is 3,600 credits. Most of them hovering around 4,000, and then Foe has 7,100. So it is going to be a tough economy to crack, but Immortal Devils are up for the task. As Ari caught early. They're actually challenging this A site for the first time really all game, and the showstopper is gonna shop that show as Astra goes down. Ari Sui, the only one really inside that site. Godrex trying to retake and is able to get Imran down first. So 4 versus 4 as we get into the post plant, but it's gonna be tough to get back into this site for Nightwatch.
The Sage are actually doing wonders right there. Chrome showing off with his no scope on the Bimbop, you know, the best shot he's had all day. He's a chance there, but Astro Boy will not connect. Foe, all found one. A kill on Godwin, a kill on Chrome. Tile, all on his lonesome. 1 versus 2, and it will not find it. Devils finally get around, and 4-1 the scoreline found lies as they get their first on the board.
Yeah, big round to get for the first one on the board there. Like you mentioned before, it was a must-win in that scenario, and even though it had money on the opposite side, it's not always about ruining your opponent, but rather just kind of giving yourselves a foothold into the game. And with Wojo and Sleepy both surviving, they're both going to have solid money into the next round. However, nobody else on DVL is able to even get full armor. They're all able to bring the Vandals and Phantoms into the round, but nobody is able to get on that full shields. They're all on light shields, so not really a lot to work with into this round for Immortal Devils, in spite of the fact they were able to win the last one. And they're all kind of bunching up in the spawn. Aggressive mid play from Nightwatch, and it hasn't gone punished just yet. They're just going to kind of let them have the mid control and just try and work with A and B through the main routes into the sites, as Chrome getting cut off that angle, but still very much in the round. Might catch Wojo. Never mind.
Oh, the discipline.
You will not kill my ally.
Just as a compliment for the discipline, he peeks out again and loses his life for it. The red's going to come out as well, puts Devils in a great position. They're 5 versus 4 and the opposite out of the game. Woho coming from behind. Does anyone know he's there? They don't. He's finally going to be found by the Haunt, and that was incredible timing. Woho could have absolutely ruined the lives of all Nightwatch players, but luckily for them, the Haunt just catches him. He has to back off. Godrich will find one to make it a 4v4. Here's Fowicha coming from the back. But picks will be found all around. Fowicha will get one. It's a 1 versus 4, and Astro Boy cannot do it. Devils will take the round.
Great retake for Fowicha, as you mentioned so many times. He felt like he couldn't stop saying his name because he's constantly finding kill after kill after kill. 8 and 2 so far through this game. Just slightly better than Godrex with the 8 and 3, but either way, everybody on the side of Nightwatch has just been having a fantastic game so far. As for the opposite side, we have yet to say the name of Furbo because still on the donut, the chamber, not really able to get into a comfortable spot quite yet in this map. And it's unfortunate when you see somebody on a basically like a pure frag and not operator rather. That's the Rainbow Six Siege in me. I played way too much of that game. Agent, if you will, the agents that are just kind of designed for getting those early picks. And though he is a sentinel, a lot of that kit, you know, the headhunter, a tour de force, it's just entirely revolving around getting those 0-6 so far. It's a tough start to the game, but definitely still plenty of time to get some more kills. However, not anticipating too many kills at all for Immortal Devils in this round. On just the classics, Sheriffs, Frenzies, some armor here and there, it's really not much of a buy from
Chance here from Godrich. Well, not really a chance actually. He's fighting through the chances. He sprayed through the smoke. Sleepy going to take some damage. And then Grenade will make Godrich have it to back off. Pretty much nothing bought here on the side of Devils because once again the economy is absolutely independent. Fowicha just spraying him down. Godrich will find one out from Art. Fowicha going to get traded off.
Furbo.
But now 2v4. Furbo, they got a cow finally.
He got one. Congratulations, Furbo. But that seems to really be the only thing that'll come out of this round with, as that kill from Furbo. At least you could say didn't go that long without finding a kill. Got halfway through the half, and Furbo finally able to find the first frag of their Pearl. But actually, there's an opening on the A site. They have no idea that Furbo and Wojo are just about to sneak in, and Furbo's picked up a Vandal as well. I don't want to call it too early, but there's also a realistic shot that they could win this. Clearing out the entire site. That might be a mistake, though, because it gives Godrex time. Furbo is going to get this plant down, but is not prepared. Oh, he wins the fight anyways. How does Furbo get that? Godrex is down, and now a 2 versus 3. It still favors the defenders, but a realistic chance for Wojo and Furbo.
Last player standing.
Just to make fun of Furbo, the chance is here for him to clutch up big time, and a Pearl will find him. It's going to get chased down, and Tayo will get the kill. I'm still confused about that aim from Godrich. That was an easy pick for him. But just a simple whether it lost him his life. But nevertheless, the round won by his team, Nightwatch, make it 6-1.
Yeah, I mean, a valiant effort from Furbo and Wojo. Furbo in particular, finding so many impactful frags there. But it just wasn't quite enough. But winning the round in that round in particular would have been wonderful, but that's not necessarily what you're expecting. You're very happy with a spike plant and a couple of kills in that scenario because you came into that round with a half buy saying, okay, next round will be the round we full buy. So anything you do in that last round, those kills, that spike plant, it's going to get you even more money into the next round that will make it even easier to play around this full investment. Furbo's also got the ulti as well as Sleepy, so the Nightfall and the Tour de Force could be very impactful. Only the KO ulti on the opposite side to really counter it with in terms of ultis, but Chrome, rare miss from Chrome. And Sleepy will punish.
I'll find you.
A big punish indeed, and Godrich gonna get traded off by Imran. Little bit of a chance here on B side. Full on execute. Tayo is dead. A retake must be found by Felicia and Ari, and it's a 2 versus 4. Certainly winnable looking at what we've seen so far from Felicia. But going to be a hard-fought task as Woho might be pushing on out here. Simply going to be waiting around. They hear the reload, but pushing all through into the gun. Felicia also at the worst time possible, but saved by Ari. It's now 1 versus 2, and Emrang going to be spraying down, gets the KO against Ari, cannot find it. And what a mess of a fight it was, but it worked out in favour of Nightwatch.
What on earth is that retake? And now Ari gonna try and go get Felicia back on the ground, or back on his feet. Is gonna do so and have plenty of time for the spike defusal as well, just to give Foe that extra point back towards the ulti that was just popped, because Ari already had one, and they let it get a little close towards the very end there, but with good reason. At least with regards to the spike plant, definitely no reason that should have been that close for Moral Devils. I'm not sure why exactly you all try. Was there even a flash? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there was even so much as like a flash into the back. They just ran it right underneath into the spawn and just straight into both defenders. All 3 players just give their lives up to the retake, and as good of an effort as it was from the last, it's just Devils. I'm not sure why we were playing that like that.
Yeah, from what it looked like, they were caught out by the Devils bot, and I guess Devils thought, you know, we are 6-1 down, we're doing great. Let's be really confident and push this. When, you know, I don't know where that logic really came from. I can't figure that one out, but they paid the price for it. Now 7-1. It's an eco round, kind of, once again. Actually able to kind of squeak out a bye here, but light armor coming on out, and of course, Purple can be using that ultimate, which is what's saving eco. A big kill from Chrome as Woho not looking around, not being careful. A lot of weird plays being made by the Devils. They're just not.
That's the spike too.
Careful. Oh, it is.
Why are you pushing that as spike with the raise in that situation? Just not even looking at the angle you're about to peek into. It's so confusing for me because I know that I'm not at this level. But it feels like these things are just kind of understood. Like when you peek into that scenario, it's an off angle from the chamber, and I guess that's necessarily expected, but you don't really have much of a reason to be looking to the left side in that scenario. Actually, I guess somebody could have been playing the corner. That's true, but there's so many better ways to clear that than just face checking it as you swing into the middle of long with the spike. I'm just not quite sure what we were doing here, but Furbo has the gun skill to trade it back, and now Chrome is down for the count, and Godrex needs to pop that boombot on the spike planter, but it gets shot. So the spike will be planted uninterrupted by any boombots of Godrex's, but it's still an advantage in the retake for the defensive side. So I'm anticipating another round win for them.
Devil making some odd mistakes in the outset. That'll be a good start for that. The Astro Wall as well, going to make it incredibly hard to fight against. Godrex. Gonna try and stick on this now. He's got his teammates to protect him. Astro Boy going to push on through with his teammates, cannot find the shells, and Ari will get the free case, sprays them all down. And 8-1 for Nightwatch as they extend their lead even further. And the economy for Devils once again in the bin.
Yeah, it's ironic because we were making fun of Ari. You're not making fun of him, kind of having a bit of a laugh at the 0-0-0 because of how it's just like Ari didn't really have the chance to be impactful through those first 3 or even really 4 rounds. Yeah. But at a certain point, Ari has just turned it up. And then that last round in particular, between the Cosmic Divide and then all 3 of the in the post plant, Ari basically single-handedly takes that round away from Devils after the spike plant. But 8-1 lead now. With this kind of a bye from Devils, it's getting worse and worse for the side of TVL, and I really don't like to say that, but Woho maybe gonna make it a bit of a map here with that kill, but
no.
It's 2 straight for Foe.
They're
just comes out of mid. Though it is traded by Astro, it doesn't look great for DVL. They have such a weapons disadvantage.
They are going to be able to get a Vandal for this one, though, possibly 2 Vandals as well. Off of that death as well from Godrex, so in terms of guns, relatively even. It's 2 Vandals and an Op to 2 Vandals and a Stinger, but otherwise, you know, it's relatively okay for Devil. It's a winnable situation. This Op could cause some damage as Chrome holding long, but he changed his mind. He was holding mid-long, but he leaves it at the worst possible time. The ball will come on through as they push on out towards Sewers, and Tayo also leaving just at the wrong time.
Oh my gosh. this is such an odd spot for Devils to be in, but they're going to make their way out regardless. They're trying to go for the A site. Ari has been the hot hand lately, but it's not working out this time. The Nightfall forward doesn't seem to catch anybody. Actually, no, it does catch Tayo, but Tayo, unimpeded by the Nightfall, just trying to play into it as perfectly as possible. Can't hit the next shot, though. It's Sleepy to counter, and now it's just the up from. They might just line up for him, but no. Furbo gets the kill first, and it's a thrifty win for Devils. And that's definitely one of the rounds they could have won, although I wouldn't necessarily put it in my top 2 most likely rounds they would have won by now, but they take it regardless. So either way, no harm, no foul, and, well, definitely nothing wrong with that round for Devils.
I definitely can think that maybe a bit of cockiness coming out there from Nightwatch is what caused them there. Godfrey's getting that early death. I'm not sure exactly what happened, we weren't able to see it. But Godfrey's getting that early death certainly didn't pay the best start. It gifted a gun out to the Devils, and also for Weecha may have got those 2 picks, but I think after that should have backed off. A little bit too aggressive, paid the price for it. And because of that, it was able to give Devils a round. Now they're back in it with economy, and it's back to even in terms of there. So if Devils want to start bringing it back, they've got to win these next 2 rounds, and might have an 8-4 half.
Yeah, but with where, Godrex is. I was going to say, with where Godrex is, that could be kind of tough, but they're anticipating the position behind the art box, and they do a good job dispatching of Godrex. That initial kill so important, but TYO is going to trade it back. So the fade for the side of Nightwatch is not going to let this round go easily into the night. As Astro Boy down, that's the top fragger so far for Immoral Devil. And Ari hasn't been cleared out of this position. They might have a suspicion, but a sneaking suspicion isn't enough to take Ari down. Although Wojo is able to take down Fowicha, still Ari alive in the corner. And this might just be huge.
The Prowler's gonna find one. Ari pokes up, will get caught on out. Now it's up to Tayo, cannot find the shot, and Devils will win the round. And now Devils starting to claw back at it. Will they get hit with a 9-3 crusher? Can they make it to 8-4?
They're on the pathway to, at least right now. And although I don't think that the economy for the defenders is too bad, it definitely doesn't look to be perfect. I mean, Foe already investing into the next round without that full armor, and it looks like everything is just fine for Godrex. But Ari's left on 0, so presumably not perfect utility for Ari. Is actually, no, Ari looks to be just fine, maybe missing a star. I'm not sure exactly, but regardless, we are just fine on both sides, at least monetarily speaking. But this is going to be an interesting round because, like you mentioned, that 8-4 could be such a big half, especially if Immoral Devils have a particularly good defensive side. We could realistically see a comeback, so the 8-4 versus the 9-3 could make all of the difference.
Right there.
Furbo going to be playing by himself in mid. Then going to get pushed on by Godrex here. Ted pushes on towards with the team, plays it with the squad as a whole. And going through Arch seems like the plan at the moment. But they are going to take their time. It's what they have done best. When they've taken their time and kind of played a bit more methodically, that is when Devils have had the best chance and when they have actually won rounds. When they've kind of tried this fast push onto site, they've been punished for it. And it has caused them a lot of bother. That is a great Astro Wall. And another one to retaliate as well. Both ults being used. The ult from the Devils of whoa, look at it. The showstopper. A knife as well on Ari. Everything is happening behind these walls. But it is working out massively well for the Devils.
This map has just been turned into such a different map than it was just a few seconds ago with disaster. They're starting to now. No longer divided are we on the A site, but it's still going to be an important retake as Godrex just trying to hop on the spike. Body blocking actually right now is Fowicha, but they're both taking down all the same. Everybody falls at the very end for Nightwatch as the res pop towards the very end just for the heck of it. As an 8-4 half does eventually come out for Immoral Devils. But although you definitely are happy with that half if you're Nightwatch, losing 3 straight at the very end, you have no idea how that'll affect the mental of these two squads. Maybe not going to affect Nightwatch too much, but I definitely feel like it'll be a big morale booster for Immoral Devils, and hoping to see a new side of the DVL squad coming into the second half.
And the biggest question is how good is their defense?
We got posture checked again.
Oh,
we got posture checked again. Yep. It happens a
Can
lot. I think
the
it was
Devils bring it back
I think it was
now?
somebody from our last game too, the 299. So I don't know
Just love our posture.
Yeah. No, I mean like literally someone who's playing in the last game. I know
Oh, right.
somebody in the last game had 299 in their name. I don't know if that was what we were referring to them as or though. But anyways, we've got this game to focus on, and it's interesting really quickly.
Gonna be coming on through. The Devils got a lot of work to do, not off to the best start. With Purple gonna have the first death. We're actually gonna get that plant down. M-Ramp. There with Astro Boy. Gonna try and push out the side, but Godrex gets one. Slippy on the frenzy. Godrex is low on health, but are they able to find the connections? At the moment, it seems like no. Godrex is dead. Ty will get the trade off. Devils doing everything they can, but it is absolutely not enough. 9-4 now for Nightwatch.
Nightwatch, big round there from them, and I really appreciate just the way they were able to dispatch of it so quickly. They did a great job just taking care of business real fast and making sure that everybody watching knows that, hey, we may not have had the best end to last half, but we're definitely going to be much stronger starting off this one. They're able to get back on track. That first round was so important last time, because last time they won a pistol, they were able to get 4 consecutive rounds off the back of it. If that were to happen again right here, they would just not win the map, but put themselves on match point with only 4 rounds for Immoral Devils. So, safe to say, a repeat of what we saw last time around would be massive for them, and it's looking pretty good so far. Really nice start in this second round and a half.
This is a free B side. It'll be a bit contested in a second here, but Godwin's already on site. He's honestly getting to play defense now. So people will get 1 kill on Chrome, but Tile going to get a quick trade off. Tile with a free K. Tile going to try and push on through. A kill on Astro Boy, and Woho can do nothing. Felicia too good. And 10-4 now. It's getting terrifying for the Devils.
Well, take comfort in this round if you're a Devils player, or well, if you're a Devils player, why are you watching the stream? You should probably not be doing that. We do have a stream delay, luckily, so no stream sniping will be. However, 10-4, Devils fans in the chat should take solace in the fact that, well, at least this round, they've got a pretty big advantage. They've got the upper hand on the other team. It's Chrome yet to buy anything in this round, presuming he's just going to be running the Headhunters. Has a Frenzy to play with, so it'll just be a Headhunter Frenzy combo with Spectres and a Guardian, and compare that to the Vandals and Phantoms on the side of Immoral Devils. This should by all means be a 10-5, but last half, well, Nightwatch were able to win this round 3 that is so often considered to be a freebie for the team that didn't win Pistol, so anything can happen.
Seeing just how good Nightwatch can be on their soft buys. The Devils, they started to step things up at the latter end of that last half, so what they're trying to show is that they are here for business and they are on the road for a comeback. It's 10-4 at the moment. 10-5 is a scoreline they need to make it to, or else this game is going to be slipping away and it could be falling out of their hands, because the economy will be terrible if they lose this round, and it'll be almost match point.
Yeah, it's not looking good if the Devils can't win this one, and they by all means should. Chrome spotted there. Now Woho should be calling in the rotates because he's just lost his life because nobody else is here. Now that's a free bomb site and a Vandal as well given to the attackers, but they're not going to keep that advantage for long. Godrex taken down soon thereafter by Sleepy, and Ari peeking in, tries to trade Sleepy and does a good job of it with the Spectre, and Amran able to get a trade back again, but these trades, they've been favoring the attackers so far, so no reason to believe they won't continue to do so, as the Nightwatch might be massive, but Immoral Devils, they're coming back in with a vengeance. Furbo now left alive, 1 versus 1, bit of a health advantage, but doesn't know where Ari is, and Ari's got the intel. 11-4. As Nightwatch continue on the hot streak, they do it again. As the bonuses have not been good so far from Immoral Devils, they're going to need to pick things up now.
And it is the ultimate from Tile, what won Nightwatch that round.
shining in the sky. I'm high above the world I used to know. And I'm far from any danger, safe from any failure. Guarded, I found shelter in the storm. I'm hiding in the blue, safe between the clouds. In the blue, where I can't be found. Was a soldier in the legions, fought against the demons, fought against the monsters made of gold. But they stormed across Arcadia, following their nature, washed away the place I once called home. I'm hiding in the blue, safe between the clouds. In the blue, where I can't be found. I'm hiding in the blue.
Teleport's ready.
I'm hiding in the blue. I'm She been in your bedroom, I know that. Feeling her on your skin. Think I don't know where your head's at. Where do I begin? Wrapping your fingers around her. Late at night, drinking. You let it linger, you wouldn't quit. I think I'll leave it all behind. Love me a new one. I won't waste my time. Fuck it with you. Oh, let me show you how. Find me another. You can't break me down. Under the covers. Borrow my touch just to break it. You thought that I would need it back, but you didn't know that I faked it. No tears, no heart attack. Leave it all behind. Love me a new one. I won't waste my time. Fuck it with you. Oh, let me show you how. Find me another. You can't break me down. Under the covers. Borrow my touch just to break it. You thought that I would need it back, but you didn't know that I faked it. No tears, no heart attack. I remember when the bartender said it's on the house. You make me wanna fall in love. The weather felt better when we were in it together. Oh, I miss the way we used to talk about nothing. I hate to say I should have seen it coming. Last summer, everything was easy. We had it all, didn't we, baby? No wonder you couldn't keep it. It got harder than you thought it would be. You stopped loving me on the dark nights. Now you won't kiss me in the sunlight. Last summer, I know you leave me. 'Cause loving me is addicting. If you wanted to talk, you would've texted. If I wanted to stop, I would've let it go. But I get it, it's alright. 'Cause I can't keep my shit together. Safe, you can't debate that. Don't want shit to get better, 'cause it made me forget it all and I hate that. Last summer, everything was easy. We had it all, didn't we, baby? No wonder you fire breathes flame like I need you. Victory needs a fight, like the dark bleeds light and wrong craves right, like I need you. So wrap your arms around me now, with all your hopes and all your doubts, like you need me. And tell me now that it's all worth it. I don't care if we're not perfect, I wouldn't change a thing. If it was all or nothing, then I would want it all. Happiness needs pain, like the ground needs rain, and fire breathes flame like I need you. Victory needs a fight, like the dark bleeds light, and wrong craves right, like I need you. Like I need you. Like I need Like I need you.
Wondering how to make a play all night, looking your way from out of sight, thinking I should ask if you're doing alright. You weren't easy, so hard to ignore. Pull up on your right, ask what you're drinking, ask what you like. Said you look good in the dim bar light, so damn cheesy. Who'd have thought you'd fall for somebody like me? When you asked my name, I panicked, so out of my league. And your body was so magnetic. Before I knew it, we talked, and I think about you a cocktail. You told me that you've been waiting for somebody like me. Somebody like me. Somebody like me. Took you out and showed you the city. How would you let somebody so pretty's what they said to me? Yeah, that's what they said to me. Well, they told me I didn't stand a chance, yeah. Face value, had you at a glance, yeah. But nobody ever asked if you could dance, yeah. Well, only one who did that was somebody like me. When you asked my name, I panicked, so out of my league. And your body was so magnetic. Before I knew it, we talked, and I think about you a cocktail. You told me that you've been waiting for somebody, somebody like me. You told me that you've been waiting for somebody like me. You told me that you've been waiting for somebody, somebody like me.
We started off with 15 teams, and now we end with just 2 more. It's a $300 5v5 Whiteout 15 Frost Esports Valorant tournament. It's me, Boyle Royal, joined of course by Happiness here for the grand finals. It is now all for the money here. It is a best of 3 in Happiness. We've seen these teams both already. It is the Darlings versus Nightwatch, and I am very excited.
Oh, for sure. Darlings came off of a fantastically close game. reiterating every single time we mentioned that game because it was so close that it was one of the best games I've seen. And well, Nightwatch, not as good of a game, but definitely a good game for them. It was a 13-4 victory that at the very end we had some technical difficulties, so you couldn't quite catch it, but everybody in chat seemed to know what was going to happen. Immortal Devils put up a decent fight, but Nightwatch proved to be just too strong. So we've got a team like Darlings who are incredibly talented and have proven that they can keep games very, very close versus Nightwatch, a team who, well, at least from what we've seen so far, haven't needed the games to be close. And that's going to be an interesting dynamic to see. Will it be a close one? And, well, will we see the side of Darlings actually barely sneak away with this one, or will Nightwatch take another one handedly and play just about as well as they did last map? It's going to be interesting because we've got a full best of 3 coming up, with our first map being Haven.
We were
Wait.
almost getting into the match, and then we
Not
decided
quite.
otherwise.
Somebody left. A team. Somebody left. So we
Yeah,
have a
that's true.
reconnect. Everyone said they were
Reconnection.
good. Game crashed at the worst time. Unfortunate, but you know what?
Very
The
unlucky.
cinematic intro, we can do another one later. Doesn't
Well,
matter.
I'm gonna ask you happiness. You know, you said it was gonna be a tough one to call. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make you call it though. Who do you have winning the? I'll say the first map, and then I'll ask the series.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna say Nightwatch 2-0. I like. They looked really good in the last map. Like
I'm with you on
as
this
much as Darlings, Darlings looked really good, and I think it'll be much closer than it was last map that we saw, especially once we get to Darlings map pick. But I mean, as of right now, Nightwatch just looks like they were on a different level, and we knew that the Devils, Immoral Devils, there we go. We knew they were a decently high level team. We knew they were
Yeah.
strong coming into it, but they were just made to look not good enough by Nightwatch. And if you can do that to another team that's all Immortal ranked players, then coming up against another team that's very high level as well, well, I'm not going to anticipate you guys losing. Maybe we do see a map for the Darlings through this, or maybe they're able to take the whole series. Who knows? But we'll figure things out on Haven, our first map of the best of 3.
First time seeing Haven today. We have already seen Bind and Pearl, and they will potentially both be later, but we will at least
definitely
be seeing,
seeing
I
Bind.
believe, Bind later. Yes, Bind later we'll be seeing
we're
in our
definitely seeing
second
Bind.
game. Potentially Pearl if we do go all the way to game 3, which, I mean, does beg the advantage there for Nightwatch, where that was a map that they just won very,
Yeah.
very easily on their 13-4. So if they can kind of keep that up, it could be a very easy map 3 for them if it so heads that way. But as I mentioned, Nightwatch versus the Darlings. We've seen the Darlings go all the way to the distance against Taipan, and Nightwatch dominate against the Devils.
Yeah, and it's interesting to think about it from the perspective of Nightwatch. Like, you let Pearl get all the way to that decider, as well as you just played on Pearl. That means that there's a map other than Pearl that you're even more confident on than Pearl. So, and we already know they're fantastic at that map as well. So it's going to be interesting to see just how well Nightwatch can play through these first couple of maps, because maybe they're just that good. Maybe they
Choose
just
your
have a
agent.
good Pearl. Maybe they've got a fantastic Haven as well. Who knows? Is both teams have fully locked in their compositions, and it looks pretty similar on both ends. And noticeably actually, never mind. There's the chamber. I don't know how I didn't notice that first. But wait, is it the same?
No,
It
one
is.
difference is Omen and
There
Astra.
is. Oh, okay. I always miss. I cannot for the life of me tell
I
when there's a
think-
difference.
I think Twitch need to buy happiness and support the difference puzzles. Just get them, get some practice in.
I need to just like watch a bunch of pick phases, exclusively pick phases, and just
Yeah.
see if I can spot the. Because like I could have sworn those were the same teams. I also could have sworn there wasn't a chamber of the teams. I don't know why I did that. Regardless,
It's
we're
okay,
gonna get in
sometimes
either
seeing is
way.
hard.
Yeah, sometimes reading
if
is
that's it.
very hard. We'll get into the map. The only difference, like you mentioned, it was the same as our first game of the day. The only two compositions is Astra being favored on one side versus another. Not the exact same compositions as we saw today, but regardless of what we saw. Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Nani in the game now? I don't. Nani was there before. I think it's replacing Ari for. Oh
Yeah, I'm gonna say Nani was not here before.
no.
Definitely a replacement for Ari. We'll see how Nani is compared, because Ari did do a really good job. The one who I'm mainly looking out for is Whiteout. Has joined, is almost dead right off the bat from the nades, and the boom bomb might do the finishing touch there. Gen Z will get the kill on Schmack. Now, at least Schmack also wasn't in the last game.
Oh wait, yeah, we're seeing a bunch of changes. That's crazy, as either way, it's still a 1 versus 2 now for Lemonade to work his way out of, and up against the odds, up against the spike planted as well. You're up against the chamber, not to mention, in this post plant, so it's going to be easy for TYO to hold those long angles. Oh, pretty low, but Foe comes from behind and gets the headshot. Lemonade taken down, and it was 3 straight kills, or not straight kills, but 3 kills in that round for TYO, and that's able to take that first round. As yeah, Schmack and Nani are both new in this game. Neither of them find their first kills of the tournament so far, but I wonder why we're seeing that switch for the side of Nightwatch.
I mean, it could always just be that players are unavailable and they had to go, but I want to find something for me. Let's just make up some deeper reason of.
Yeah.
There's been some. After
they actually
that win,
have.
there was actually a big drama on the team after the win. They were actually really angry at each other. So the players are gone. They've been kicked. They're gone. Ari's been kicked off the team. They won too good. They had to get a replacement in.
Yeah, actually, for those of you who know Evil Genius, they have a 15-man team, and they just, instead of EG, they just sub in different players depending on what map it is. So this is their Haven roster, but it's different from their Pearl roster, so we will probably see Ari left, unless, of course, he has also been kicked in between the games. Like
being too good.
Goya. Yeah, for being too good. But regardless, still 1-0 advantage, regardless of which players in particular are playing for the side of Nightwatch, and they look like they might just be walking into an open A site, because there's only really one player who's nearby. That's Kiko, and, well, he doesn't really seem to be holding it too actively.
Gen Z looks like it's going to help, looks like it's going to change his mind, is the most indecisive of this thing right now. He's just walking back and forth at his own spawn, but finally going to try and execute onto site. It will be Nightwatch. But can they do anything about it over on the Darling side?
30 seconds left.
They're having now the plant coming out as a 5 versus 4. Guns all out over on the side of Nightwatch, and only one stinger out on the side of Darlings.
Interesting retake here. As Foe able to start things off well, and Chrome keeps it going. Now it's just left to Nexo. Has the Headhunter, switches to the Classic, but it doesn't really matter. Regardless of what gun it is, can't find any kills all the same. And it's a 2-0 lead now for the side of Nightwatch. Noni will end things off with that first kill of the map, and maybe of the tournament. Not sure if Nani has played earlier on, but Schmack, we do know, still yet to find that first frag. But a couple of rounds already taken for Nightwatch, so I doubt Schmack is too preoccupied about the fact that he himself hasn't killed anybody yet, because at the end of the day, the bottom line is win rounds, and so far Nightwatch have been doing that perfectly, but this round going to be much tougher.
Well, a really strong start from Nightwatch, but Lemonade going to get a pick, traded by Chrome. And as I mentioned, the player who I think to look out for is Whiteout, and Whiteout going to be taking that first death, so only a big blow on the side of Nightwatch, but still some excellent players. Chrome doing an incredible job, and so too has Tayo, so we've probably seen him in the last game as well. Making some big plays, but next we're going to get the kill on Tayo, trading off that chamber.
Spike planted.
2 of the scoreline, and a 3v3 as Chrome comes in from the back. Kiko will get the trade off. 2 versus 3. Noni tries, but to no avail. Looking for the flash, but cannot find it. Hadron gets one, Schmack gets another, Schmack gets 2k, but Gen Z comes through to find the final kill and take the round.
And what a way that would have been for Schmack to get the first kill of this map after not seeing it. First kill of the night for Schmack. Could have been 3 consecutive to get the 1 versus 3, but unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out for the breach of Nightwatch. And now a 2-1 advantage to Nightwatch, but not quite what it could have been. However, considering the money into that round, they're definitely happy with the spike plant and getting so many players down on the defensive side, because now look at this buy from the defenders. This is really weak for Darlings. 299 on a Phantom, and so too is Kiko, but otherwise it's just Stingers, Classic. Yeah, depending on who you're looking at, they could either have light armor or full armor, but Either way, this is definitely far from perfect as Nexo. Just going to have to play with the Headhunter. Probably really not much of a chance at an ultimate in this round. 4 ult points away, so by the time you get 4 kills, pick up enough ult and get enough kills. However, you get there. It's really not going to matter too much, that tour de force, so it's mostly just going to be Headhunter. And Headhunter, not really in the round for Tayo, but he's got the ultimate. That'll be impactful. The tour de force on the attacking side is it looks like they're going towards A with it.
Well, approaching onto A is Gen Z and Kiko holding. Will they be able to find any picks though? Pushing on up at Ishmak with the spike, has to be careful. One unfortunate pick could mess them up big time, but Kiko holding that angle tightly. As the rotate comes on round to A, Hadron going to try and find them. But unable to actually do so in a rotate out. It looks like it's taking things very, very slow here on the side of Nightwatch. Only 30 seconds to go. And they might be going all the way to C here, but still holding their ground. It is Nexo. Lemonade and a big kill there from Kiko on the player in Garage. Not going to be enough though.
Yeah, and Tayo and Fowicha, though, they're each going to take 1 kill. So now, 4 versus 3, this favors the attackers moving into the site. And they already had the gun advantage into this round as well, but Kiko does a really nice job getting 1 kill back. So the Raze is refusing to let this go easily into the hands of the other side, but Schmack will make it better for Nightwatch. Good trade there from Has joined, but decently low now. And not a good gun advantage, but 299 with 1 more. And now it's the advantage to the defenders. But Fowicha not able to get more than just the 1. Has joined, cleans things up at the end, and the Fade has plenty of time to get the defuse. Spike goes down, and in spite of the weapon disadvantage, we're back to all even. First time it was 0-0. Now we've reached 2-2 as Darlings do a great job getting back into this game.
They want to tie things up and done a great job at it. But could not do enough at the end of that round there. And a tied up game is now where we lie. Equal buys for both of these teams pretty much. I mean, a very important round here with both sides to just kind of propel themselves forward here, because it will be an equal for whoever loses, that's most likely.
Shadows traveling.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge, impactful round. Like you mentioned, both teams at a spot where they may not be really their buys may not be so affected into this round, is a good way to put it. I mean, a couple of players on both sides have light shields compared to full shields.
No charges.
However, that's not really that big of a difference because they both have the same amount of players with light shields and full shields. The only real difference is Phantoms on both sides, but now the difference is it's a 5 versus 4 that favors Nightwatch. Is that first kill found has joined, well, has fallen pretty quickly, and that means 1 less gun on the defensive side, and especially on Haven, that's such a big difference because that means that you have even 1 less player to spread it across all 3 of the sites, and really, mostly just kind of like, if you look at it, 5 different real avenues for attack. B mid, 2 onto A, and 2 onto C, but they're going straight up mid into B, and they've got this site for free. Might just be a retake or save for the defense.
Yeah, fully uncontested. It all comes out of the gunfights now. A big kill on Keiko. Gen Z will try and return it. He's able to make the trade. But still a 3 versus 4. And make that a 2 versus 4. Lemonade will find 1 to try and bring it a little bit closer here, but still not the easiest of tasks. On the retake. Gen Z pushes in onto site. A kill on Lemonade. It's all up to Gen Z now. Cannot get the connections here. And Tayo avoiding every bullet. 15 HP, the flash comes out. Gen Z might just need to save the gun, to be honest. But he's going all out. He tries to get the kills, but Schmack says no.
Not sure why Gen Z goes for that retake. Not exactly sure what the decision making was, but regardless, 299, not quite able to win it out at the very end is, well, unfortunately, that means advantage back in the favor of Nightwatch. Unfortunately for the Darlings, in spite of how hard they worked to get this back to 2-2, Nightwatch will take the lead once again, just as they had it before, and proving that last map definitely was far from a fluke, and Nightwatch are really looking like the favorites here, at least after these first 5 rounds. But I don't even know if you could, it was kind of a misspoken on my part to say really looking like the favorites. It's been really close. But they're starting this round off fantastically again. 2 straight kills. Chrome XT and Tayo are able to get one each. And now, Nexo trying to push out mid has been spotted. Needs to fall away as the A site's basically free for the attack. It's only 299 and he's about to go down. He did go down.
Incredible opening frags is what got them onto the site. And since then, Nightwatch making it a 5 versus 2. A round which would be impressive for them to lose. And now a 1 versus 5 here for Joined. And has died. Changed the name.
Yeah, it's a bit accurate. And I also like the way you put it. An impressive round for them to lose. Really appreciate. We'll definitely be taking that with. But it would have been impressive to see them lose that. Which, yeah, no, most of the time you see it as like, oh, it's impressive to see the other team win it. But to lose a 2v5 when you're holding the site with a spike plant down on A site in particular, that's got to be at least partially on you. You can play the crossfire so well. And, I mean, 2v5 retakes are almost impossible to win as the people retaking with 2. But especially on the A side, the retakes there are not always that bad. Usually they can go pretty well for defenders. See teams on Haven go with the strategy of kind of leaving one player towards the A site and then kind of forfeiting it. Plenty in these Frost tournaments where they forfeit the site and then try and play around the retake, which is just so good on this map. So much utility in said retake is already seeing a lot of action, but caught with a Prowler out, it has joined. And once again, the name has died would be more fitting as now advantage to Nightwatch.
There.
Well, 4 versus 5 here for Darlings, and once again, caught in a familiar situation where they've got to try and come on back, and you see that raise there of Chrome lurking around the garage. That's great pressure on Kiko. Tayo will get the trade-off, but there's Raze still lurking Chrome. Gets one on Gen Z, might get another as well. Has to avoid Nexo, but just holding them back. It's given so much time for his teammates to get on the side. Gets the kill on Nexo, and the luck from Chrome has worked out so well. His team are able to get the free plant on site.
30
And
seconds.
now Lemonade in a 1 versus 3, and Lemonade's dead.
And that round was just chaos incarnate. Some rounds on Haven you'll watch at this level every now and again. It's just like one player slipped through the cracks because there are so many avenues for both teams to either use to their advantage if you're the attack, watch if you're the defenders. So frequently you'll see somebody slip through the cracks and make it really far. In this case, that was Chrome for the attacking side. Did a great job holding off the rotates, but also Kiko did a great job getting 2 kills really quickly inside of the A lobby. But then again, he wasn't quite able to get it to fully work. And so, although they both had really impactful positions, proved that Chrome's was a bit more impactful. And now Kiko trying to play far up again, but this time spotted and dealt with well. Fowecha gets that one, and now Nightwatch have every reason to get a good push into the C site.
Kill there, smack on Lemonade. Has joined. Maybe sitting back on site. As the team rotates on back. Nightwatch, 5 versus 3. Gonna be looking like they're pushing on to B. A quick dump at the util. Has to be careful from the C side. For which already on site. Next we on that op. On the third or fourth, he'll be able to do anything with it. Tayo gets the kill, and Nexo returns to paper of one of his own. Up top is Chrome, get the kill on Gen Z. And now Nexo with 5 HP and a tour de force has to get a 1 versus 2 against Chrome in an impossible to hit position right now. And Tayo just sitting back and enjoying the fun. Ooh. Oh, it's a great kill, but Tayo, he says otherwise.
Great kills from both the chambers there, as somehow the first kill goes to Nexo in spite of the fact that it was a falling Chrome from up on the boxes. There must have been something to give away that Chrome was up there. But Chrome initially peeks the head out. Nexo couldn't find that kill, but found it as Chrome was falling. Really clean shot. But then it was through the wall that Tayo found that final frag. And it meant that Nexo really didn't have much of a chance to get both those kills. And so I guess you could say that there wasn't really much of a chance in that round at the very end, or really at all. It was just a great job from Nightwatch, doing what they do best, finding impact kills, and just making the most of early frags. As once again, Darlings on the back foot, 2-6. It's 4 straight rounds now for Nightwatch, and it would have to be 4 straight from Darlings if they wanted to get out of this half with even. But it doesn't seem like that's too likely. Goodbye in this round, though, so we could see that for Darlings as Nexo on the operator. Not sure where our first contact will be, though, so we'll just wait for said first contact.
The eco buy. It's a good chance here for Drown to start clawing back at this game. But you've got to take full advantage of that chance. Waiting outside garage is Chrome.
There.
Chrome and Tayo being the best 2 players in the lobby at the moment. Can they keep that up? They push it into garage now. Well, anything come of it. Whiteout gets a kill. Lemonade to trade out, but traded once again by Chrome. Gen Z going to be flashed and caught out by Noni. Finally getting to say that name. Noni not been up to too much, but finally getting involved when it matters most. The TP over to A site. The rotate out from Nexo might get caught by Tayo along the way. Is he ready for it? No, he is not. And Chrome will get a kill on Kiko. It is 7-2. And at the moment, Nightwatch are running away with this game.
Really just running away with it the same way that you saw Nexo running and just no idea was about to get blindsided from the right side. As it looks like the timeout being called for by Nexo and company, so Darlings want to take that extra time to talk over their strategies, but we haven't seen one just yet. Says no, we are gonna pause just a little bit and tactical timeout coming out. I don't know if they called for it themselves or not, but oh, it's a tech timeout. Never mind, not the tactical timeout. They could have just called for that themselves. I don't know if they were calling tactical timeout. My mistake. But anyways, 7-2. You have a little bit of extra time to talk things over on the side of Darlings, and well, that's gonna be massive because right now, whatever you're doing, it's not really working.
No, it is not working. They had 2 rounds. One of them was off the bonus. One was the round after to tie it up. But since then, it's 5 straight rounds lost, and they may have figured something out for a moment, but Nightwatch was so quick to retaliate. They've got themselves sorted out. They've got themselves back into a winning position, and they are being consistent with it. They've executed so well. They're getting the early picks, and it's all of that kind of combined, which is what is propelling them to win every single round.
Yeah, they just got everything working. They're firing on all cylinders, it would seem, as no word yet as to what the issue is, but I think we'll be getting back into the action soon enough. Regardless, though, it's still Nightwatch. I think they're definitely going to just use this time to, they don't really need to worry about too much. They look really, really solid, just all over. Just it looks like everything's just firing. Like I said, just firing on all cylinders. Probably just going to take this time to chill, get that morale up. Because if you're doing well, playing as well as Nightwatch are, and you're just spending time like this, just having a nice little chat, making sure that everybody's morale is 100%, then I see a way this could get much worse for.
Well, we get back on in. As the scoreline lies at 7-2, it's a soft buy. Coming up from the Darling, still enough to make some damage, but not with Noni getting the first kill of the round. That is 1 gun already down on Nexo. Kiko will get one, but traded off by Noni. He's finally getting involved here, and he's doing a great job at it. Chrome is dead though, currently the top frag of the game, so could cause some damage, but nonetheless, a 4 versus 3 in the favour of Nightwatch.
Yeah, and you point out that it's Chrome who's top frag dead first, but also Tayo at 12 kills, still alive, and you said Nani, you obviously was having trouble getting involved pretty quickly, but has popped off for 2 here, so that shows that Nightwatch, even when they lose one of their primary fragging members, they're capable of making up for anyone and everyone on this team can and will step up when it's necessary as they're about to take their steps into the A site. Just playing for retake are Darlings for the time being, but regardless of whether or not they're in the site itself, still a 3 versus 4 is they'll have to make their way back in soon enough. Schmack's gonna get that plant fully down. Only a little damage done with the aftershock, but Lemonade will do the rest with the Phantom. And now it's an even 3 versus 3 in the retake, but Gen Z's gone down as well.
Lemonade tried to jump out of heaven, punished for it, and Whiteout will get the final kill. Nightwatch just look like a different beast at the moment, and it seems like no matter what map they're on, no matter who they're against, nobody can beat them.
Yeah, I mean, definitely try. It's worth it, but for now, they look so good. And there's only so much analysis you can do on a team who's just dominating on every front. Like, they're all stepping up. They're all finding kills when they need to. Nobody's really dying any more than anyone else. I mean, IO's only died 3 times, and that's your chamber. So the fact that you have that impact all the way through most of the rounds of the game, it's just so massive, whereas Nexo only gotten 3 kills so far. That's the chamber on the other side. Oh, I could have spoken too soon, because Nexo starting to show up big now. 2 straight kills off the start of round number 11. And maybe it's just the start of an even better ending half for Nexo. Chrome able to get one back. Showstopper popped as well, so watch out. Nexo not going to live for too much longer. Not long for this world. It's C long as we're back to a 3 versus 3.
3 versus 3, but remember, it's 3 Vandals versus a Stinger, a Sheriff, and a Classic.
Yeah.
Sounds like a riddle.
I think the weapons difference such an important thing to mention, like you just said, because, well, Sheriff, Stinger, and Classic. Oh my gosh, how is Fowicha made it here? He could go for the knife. No, just wants to go for the headshot instead. Takes Lemonade down, but has no idea that Has Joined is right there. So the trade is found, but only until the next trade of the trade is found. And there goes Schmack taking another. And so now it's Kiko. Vandal in the round, and Chrome right to his left side. Very, very low, but they've got a crossfire here. He's going to try an aftershock out. Looks behind, but Chrome was able to get the kill before Kiko could do a single thing. And 9-2 now. The advantage as Chrome steps up in that one. A particularly important figure to take that round for Nightwatch. And it feels like we keep saying a different player's name is the most impactful player every single round.
It definitely does feel that way. And now with 9-2 the scoreline, it looks like Nightwatch are set at least for a 9-3 at worst. Of course, it is a 9-3 curse if it so does happen, but at worst, they are 4 rounds away from winning.
I also feel like the 9-3 curse just wouldn't affect them.
You want to play? Let's play.
They're above that, yeah. They're better.
Yeah, I just don't think they would care. Regardless, though, we'll just have to wait and see if it's the 9-3 half or it's not. Very slow start to this round once again. No real aggression from the side of Nightwatch. Is Chrome, though, the first one to get the kill. That's more so aggression 290. As the aggressive peek of C-Long does not work out and will go down. That's the top fragger so far for Darlings, excuse me. But so far, nobody really standing out as particularly good or bad in terms of kills. He's on 7. Everyone else on the team is Kiko at 6 and the rest at 5. So not necessarily standing too far above the pack. It's just kind of an overall game for.
It had just been an overall Nightwatch had been better. Chrome especially has been such a great duelist. Opening kills are happening so often from Chrome. He is making those impact plays. Lemonade may get a kill on Chrome there, but he's already done so much. He got the opening kill. He's taken another one out because another one to get killed at least. Now it is a 4 versus 3. And the thing with Chrome is he can trust his teammates here. Look how many kills they've all got as well. 14 for Tayo, 11 for Kiko. They're all doing so great. A big util dump here of all the ults, everything getting used. The plant is down, and now in a retake attempt here, Darlings are not able to do much with it.
No, they can't do too much, as now it's just Lemonade and Has Joined. And now it's nobody at all. Lemonade able to find the first one. But a 10-2 half for Nightwatch. And it looks like they're going to continue to roll over the opposition, regardless of whether it's on Pearl, in this case it's on Haven. The next map is Bind, and well, I don't quite know if Bind is going to be any different. I'd like to think that it could, especially since we've already seen Darlings play that map, and maybe that'll be where they stand out. But regardless of whether or not that is going to be a map that's good for them, we still have a little bit of Haven left, and it's not necessarily done quite yet, as much as it does look to be a big advantage, because you never know what can happen after a team takes it.
I'm reminded again as well that Schmack and Noni coming in as presumably the subs over on Nightwatch. I mean, they weren't in the last match. So. Who knows what they're doing the rest of the tournament? Maybe the other 2 players were subs from the last match and they're part of the main roster. But either way, they're coming in and they're doing a great job. They may be the bottom 2 in the team, but it doesn't really matter in a situation where it is a 10-2. Tayo gonna TP away from the flash. Noni gets one. Gonna get caught by the flash. Lemonade will get the trade off in a 3 versus 4. It is the advantage for the Darlings around that they could win and really need to win if they want to start bringing things back. The Perler will find has joined, but not going to be caught by Chrome. Chrome has to check his back corner, will be shot in the back of the head by Lemonade. And this should be a win here for the Darlings, but Schmack might be saying otherwise.
Yeah, Schmack gets a really crucial kill there, but still a bit of a long shot at a win here, that is, until Schmack gets another one, doubling down on these important classic frags, but still a spike plant far, far away from Fowicha and Smack, so they'll have to try and take the treacherous road back to the A site, as Fo and Smack, they've still got a lot to do here, and they're taking their time getting into the A site. They might lose this to time if they don't lose this to 299 and Kiko in the...
They are worried about someone waiting down in sewers. They're going to have to be careful about it, but the time is not on their side. They've got to be quick. They've got to move fast. Pushing on the site now. I'm going to go straight for the defuse, but the Astra might just mess them up on it anyway.
Come on.
Never mind the Astra. Going to do exactly that. Kiko, help along the way, for which will get one kill, but will be dying to the spike. No complaints there from which I could not get the defuse, but died to the spike nonetheless. 10-3. There's a good attempt there from Nightwatch to bring it back, but Darling having a great start for the pistol round.
Yeah, and again, you never know what could happen after the pistol. That pistol, likely, not guaranteed, but likely for Darlings. And then you've at the very least tied what the last squad who played up against Nightwatch was able to do, that being Immoral Devils. So, Nightwatch, maybe not necessarily as dominant on the other defensive end. That could be it too. Maybe they're just Haven, but their defense might be a little bit more shaky. Never really know, but we get to that is really going to be when Darling need to step up, but for now, Tayo is stepping up quickly, able to get that trade, making it a 4 versus 4, and not getting taken down on the back end of it either, so it's still even, but a bomb plant, or spike plant, has been forfeited on the C site, so this is definitely a great round.
Well, Genty going to get for Whiteout. Another chance as well. They're going to be caught by a moment. Tayo will get killed, and Chrome able to get the trade off. It's a 2 versus 3. Going to come on in with the Bulldog. Time is running low. And just a pistol here for Schmack. Just the classic. Can't do much with it. Gonna get any kill he can. He'll find one. He might find another, but Kiko barely survives with almost no HP left. Chrome getting util dumped at the moment. One to his left, one to his right. Spike not going to be able to get defused in time at this rate. Lemonade just stalling out there. And if 3 HP, Kiko can get the kill and make it 10-4 now as slowly but surely they claw back at it.
And Kiko didn't die to the bomb either. So the spike goes off, but Kiko barely, I don't even know if Kiko was quite out of the range, but maybe the spike wasn't able to fully explode, regardless of what it was. Because Kiko survives there, that's going to make it so that the economy is even better for Darlings. However, if I'm Darlings, I'm not necessarily too about the economy right now. You got to focus on the round ahead of you. Now, it doesn't really look like they're investing too terribly much into this round in particular. Just giving this away like most teams often do. Not trying to take too many risks in this scenario. They're down to let Nightwatch get to an 11th, so long as it means they've got good economy and they can probably take the rounds thereafter. But for now, this should be the first Nightwatch defensive round of the half. However, again, as we've been taught so many times tonight, we have no clue what's going to happen until we see it. But right now, I'm expecting a take into A, which is going to mean it's got to be big things from Fowicha. Definitely step up when necessary.
Which certainly has the power, and with Chrome joining him on the site is two of the star players on Nightwatch, just holding the site here. Kiko going to rush on in. A kill bumper which does take a lot of damage, but gets the pick nonetheless. Duck in the back corner. Chrome can do nothing but flash. And that's a great execute there onto the site. Schmack trying to find another one, cannot do so. It is now a 2 versus 3 for Nightwatch, and Darling doing a great job at coming back. But if they can close this round out, it is an incredible bonus. They're low on guns, but they certainly have the ability to do so.
But they're still going to try and head in regardless. Tayo and Nani going to go up against it, and they do a great job there. They get all the kills as Nani gets the first couple, and Tayo ends it off as well. 11th now. for Nightwatch as they continue the dominance that they lost for a couple of rounds. But that's a round they're expected to win. It makes sense they take that one. This next round is going to be where we really see whether or not Darlings stand a chance at the rest of this map.
And 2 for the first half, 11-4 now after the first 3 rounds of half 2. If Nightwatch can win this one, they'll send themselves to match point and potentially be taking game number 1. But Darlings could play Sparrow here and could definitely push them. Chrome going to have to play on that Spectre because of the death that he took, so a slight disadvantage in terms of guns for Nightwatch, but certainly something they are very well versed in. They have came back from gun disadvantages many a time.
Yeah, it's just such a crucial round here again for Darlings. Constantly need to reiterate that, but they're going to have the access to the site itself. They're not being contested for this. This is a full 5-on-5 retake. The same strategy I talked about earlier. It's common in these kinds of games, and they're just going to go straight in. In goes the Rolling Thunder. Out goes the Prowler from Fowacha, and here comes the retake. Nexo starts it off with a kill for Darlings, but 2 straight for Nightwatch. Fowacha and Nani doing a great job, and the plant hasn't even gone down yet. They're going to dunk on the Planter has joined, taken down. Another one, even Fowacha ends the round with a 3-piece, and you need 8 rounds straight for Darlings, and I don't think it's likely.
It was a messy util dump, but it works out in Nightwatch's favour. Calculated at times, and they make it work. 12-4. And Nightwatch, they're at match point to take game number 1 and send themselves to series point as well. Can they do it? Can they take game 1 of this best of 3 series? They've got 1 more round to go, and then they've done it.
Yeah, so it's just the 1 round remaining. Or at least maybe could be more. I don't know. At 299, definitely is looking for more out of the end of this game. As advantage now in favor of Darling. Tayo going down first. That's going to be really massive. As Schmack now pushing out towards middle. But Kiko has the showstopper out, so this could get even better for Darlings, but not a soul is nearby, so Kiko is going to lose that showstopper and get absolutely nothing out of it. So 4 versus 5. This could be a big retake for Nightwatch, and the series could be sent to map 2 right here and now.
There's a bit of a player disadvantage here, and low health, of course, as well on Nonic. The ult will come out, Chrome pushing on through. A kill on 1, a kill on 2, Schmack tearing on through, but Hadron and Kiko do a great job getting some kills of their own. Nonic gets 1, a 1 versus 2, can't find the shots, and Kiko will save the round. 12-5 now, as they do everything they can over on Darlings to keep themselves in this game.
Darlings refusing to go down without a fight, and they're definitely swinging and swinging hard in that round. A 5-12 scoreline. Well, like I mentioned before, you've already guaranteed something better than the last team was able to get against Nightwatch, at the very least on this map. And then afterwards, you've also got Bind to go to a map that you've already proven you can win on. So this shouldn't be that bad of a situation for Darlings. Maybe we'll see a map 3, but as of now, Nightwatch still very dominant, and we should not at all overestimate what Darlings can do just off the back of those 2 rounds. But here's a little fact for you. Last half, it was 2 rounds in rounds 3 and 4 that the defense, or that the attack, rather defense, there it is, was able to win, and then after that, it was a clean sweep for the attack. We could be seeing that here for Darlings. They've already gotten 2 rounds. This round looks really good for them too.
Could be seeing a little bit of a replica, as you mentioned. It is now currently a, well, I'm about to say a 5 versus 3, now a 4 versus 3. Despite Planter has been taken out. A retake onto A is incredibly difficult, but they have done a great job at it before. Tayo off at Heaven. Schmack holding that up. Not only on the Stinger, can't really do much here, but will try his best to spray on down. He gets a great kill, but out comes the rest of the team. 6-12. As it starts getting clawed back at, and it will not be as easy of a task as originally hoped by Nightwatch.
Nightwatch thought they were just going to have this easily, like you mentioned. They thought they were just going to get 2 consecutive, take it home, just like that. But now all of a sudden, you start to think, wait a minute, if we were able to do it on the attack side, who's to say that they can't possibly do it either? As the 2 rounds that they won, they being Nightwatch, at least here, the 2 rounds that they won, were pretty favorable for them. So you can't necessarily judge off the back of those 2 rounds. And, well, I would hate for Nightwatch to just have to sit and watch as they lose 6 consecutive the same way they did earlier, but I do not want to get ahead of myself by any means. We've still got at least or rather at least 1, I guess is the way to put that, but we could have as many as 6 rounds to go, but there's still plenty of room to breathe and plenty of room for error for Fowicha, Chrome, and company, as it doesn't seem to be too bad for them right now. I definitely wouldn't by any sense of the term.
Here.
Money. He's going to be holding the entrance into B alongside Schmack.
Shadows traveling.
No one going to execute just yet. Finally coming on through. The Prowler will help find Schmack along the way. Kiko on side. Noni's been killed as well. 3 versus 5 once again. For Witcher looking for the shots, but will not connect. Has to back off to be careful. And you know, since I have his chain, I don't remember seeing Chrome really get many kills. Still only in the 18. And well, Chrome 1 versus 5. We're going to have to get some kills now, or else this round will be a loss, and it will be exactly that.
What a great round there again from Darlings. They just do such a clinical job busting into the site, taking control, and now the next round, I'm not really sure what we'll even have to play with if we are the defenders. I mean, Tayo has a lot of money saved up somehow at 5,000 credits, but the rest of the team is not really anywhere near as rich at the moment. They've got enough to afford, you know, Frenzy, Sheriff, Stinger. That's kind of the buy that we're seeing here, as Tayo just going to continue to save. Nexo is going to rip off Nani's head at the start of the round, and Kiko going to do the same. Not necessarily a headshot, but gets the kill onto Tayo elsewhere. So now we just left everything up to Schmack, Chrome, and Fowicha. Schmack up to the task for now, but taken down by 299 just after, and it's not looking good in this round for the defense. Chrome able to get one more, but not able to do anything beyond that. A quick one, and another one in favor of the Darlings.
Was another Rico, of course, but Darlings do take full advantage of it. 12-8. Nightwatch. Plenty of work to be done. Just one more round needed, but they're certainly not having the easiest of tasks. Defense does not seem to be their forte on Haven.
Yeah, I mean, generally, defense does not seem to be anybody's forte on Haven, and if it was going to be any map, it makes sense it would be something sort of structured like Haven, because you've got so many angles to spread the defenders across, and it's pretty hard to manage at times. However, it looks like they've been managing it just fine. Just a little better have the Darlings been through this game, or at least through their attacking half, and it's been a little better, or it was a little better, rather, for the attacking half on the other side as well. So it goes both ways. The attackers have proven to be a little bit ahead of the defense overall, but still 4 rounds. In this case, the defense is vastly ahead of the attackers in terms of rounds they've got so far. They only need the 1 more, and the Rolling Thunder goes into A, but nobody's playing there anymore. They've abandoned it. They want to go full retake again, but no, they're anticipating it here. That Rolling Thunder was actually perfect because it's giving them the C site for free. Has joined, just going to walk in, plant that spike, and make it a 5 versus 5 retake, but they seem to know now. Never mind. Do they still think it's on A? I don't even know if they know.
Sounders get muffled for a moment. They will have thought so until the wall went away. Kiko going to wait on B, going to try and get a quick pick on the way out. Schmack might know they're there. Schmack will get the kill, but Gen Z will find one on Tayo. Gen Z rotating from behind. Gets the kill on Schmack as well. And that was Noni and Fowicha. And they push on site. There's 3 waiting for them. 2 coming from behind as well. Fowicha will go for the defuse, try and get it to half. Might just stick it. Pros do not fake. And Fowicha might be the pro to win the game. They do not fake. And Nightwatch take game number 1 just by sticking the plant.
Like you said perfectly, pros do not fake, and well, it seems to be that Foe in this case is the pro. Absolutely had a fantastic game, earned the title of pro just off the back of that performance, and just sticking it to you at the very end with that stick of the defuse as a phenomenal map number 1 from Nightwatch, but definitely a better performance from Darlings than we had been anticipating. Coming into this, we definitely were favoring the side of Nightwatch, but Darlings had a great performance as well. They should not be counted out of this by any means whatsoever. So it's going to be interesting to see what map 2 is going to be like, and we might see some more lineup switches. Who knows? Also, that's another thing to point out as well. Nightwatch won that map with a completely different lineup. Not completely different, but they had 2 players subbed out, and those 2 players were both pretty impactful in winning the first game that we saw them in for them. But it's going to be interesting to see what lineup they come back with when we come back from this break, because when we are back, it'll be map number 2 of the grand final between Nightwatch and Darlings. So stick around. It's going to be a fun one.
I was running road so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances.
Yeah. And we ain't sleeping on the floor again. We never sleeping on the floor again. For the ones who didn't make it out, for the ones that didn't see the life, for the ones that never cared, never gave a thought, found no happiness in that brand new car or the house you bought. I see you talking about the love you lost, and it was gone like way before you ever thought it was. Yeah, I took my time, no quick ones, quick run, quick gas to get back there. Hot roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast, cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. It's easy, it's hard to preach, cause I've been burning trees and watching fall. If we cannot breathe out, we go forward. Sure, I was searching for cure, fishing a little wildlife, and when I'm low on fuel, I'll still be running till my back broke. Halfway, lost hope and I checked it. Hard roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast, cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Ghostly revelation. I may have fucked up all my chances. Been around the globe, looked around, nothing fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't even get it. Been around the globe, think it's time to admit it's not the end, but the road, and you won't even get it. Been around the globe, looked around, nothing fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't.
Oh, I got lost on the way to you in an orange sky by the ocean blue. Every mile lost, my soul renewed, taken by the sunrise and the golden view. Walking slowly in the mountains underneath the constellations. Yeah, I know that you've been waiting for me. Time is losing all its meaning, like I'm living in a dream, and I've been chasing all the feelings I need. It's in these moments with words unspoken, my eyes wide open, life tastes so sweet. It's in these moments where all I know is coming into focus, and now I see. It's in these moments. It's in these moments. Oh, I know that you've been waiting. It's in these moments. Oh, I got lost on a winding road in the dark of night with the stars aglow. Heaven's up above, got me below as I head to you like the river flows. Walking slowly in the mountains underneath the constellations. Yeah, I know that you've been waiting for me. Time is losing all its meaning, like I'm living in a dream, and I've been chasing all the feelings I need. It's in these moments with words unspoken, my eyes wide open, life tastes so sweet.
Welcome back. It was a very, very exciting game number 1 for our series. Nightwatch able to take it 12-8, but Darling certainly made it a difficult ride.
13.
Now
It was
getting
13.
in, I can't do
It was
math.
13,
It's
yeah.
13. That's how Valorant works. That's that's how Valorant works. But we
They
are
were
getting
stuck on
ready
12 for a while. I don't blame you. I don't
for
blame
our
you.
second game. And Darling, if they lose this game, will be losing and getting second place overall. Nightwatch trying to win that 200 top prize. It's me, Boy Royal, joined of course once again by the great, great time so far, Happiness, and I'm excited to hear Happiness for game number 2. We're on Bind, which is the map that Darlings won earlier on against Taipan.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one for sure. And already quick locks from the side of Darlings. They know what they want to play on this map. They've already played earlier today as well. And we're not seeing any further substitutes for this side of Nightwatch. They're going to go with Nani and Schmack into this next game as well. As if you weren't here for their first semifinal, they did not have Nani and Schmack. They had Ari and a different player who I have forgotten because it's been a couple of hours, I'm going to be honest. I can't remember that for that long. But regardless of who it was, now we've got Nani and Schmack in the server. That's what it really matters, and everybody basically locking things in. I'm going to go one by one. Raze, Sova, Chamber, Sky, and whoever versus Raze, Fade, Sky, Chamber, and Astra. So we have the Fade instead of the Sova is the difference between both teams right now. And we might see a difference between the Brimstone and the Astra. And that's I did it. It took me
Well
all night,
done.
but I properly
Choose your
looked at
agent.
the characters and figured out what the differences were. So,
Look actually, I think this might be our biggest difference of the night. I feel like everyone's only had like a one agent
yeah.
difference so far, and this will be the first time we've had a two agent difference.
Oh
Not that
my
it really
gosh.
means much by the grand scheme of
What?
things, but a slight deviation from the norm.
The smokes are different colors.
Whoa.
And the ways they can see people are like different aesthetically, and they have different ranges. That's basically what it is. Nothing massive here. It's just Astra versus Brimstone, who you want on your smokes, and Fade versus Sova, who you want as your primary intel initiator, and then you've got your other initiator with the flashes. Both of those are going to be Sky. Both of the duelists in this case are going to be Raze, and both of the Chambers are going to be Chamber, because let's be honest, he's everywhere, and I am tired of seeing Chamber in every pro match that I watch, to the point where I literally just will root for a team if they're not bringing a Chamber, just because it's something new. But regardless of personal bias against some of the agents, we are going to continue in with this composition, one of the more different ones we've seen all night, which is interesting, and hopefully we'll see even half as good a bind game as we saw earlier, because the last one we saw was phenomenal.
So it was a very entertaining game, and as we kind of mentioned earlier on, if Nightwatch win this game, they do win the series, they do win the tournament, and they do take home that $200 first place prize. But if Darlings were able to win this game, we will have a map number 3 underway, which will be on Peril, the map that was won earlier on by Nightwatch in that semi-final.
Yeah, so you kind of think of it as, if Nightwatch can't take it here, they should be favored into Pearl as well, because we know how good of a team they are once they get to Pearl, as Chrome playing so close. I think he might have been spotted? I can't tell if he has been or not, but Lemonade has a sneaking suspicion there's somebody in the bathroom, as Lemonade is in fact good enough to get that kill on a Chrome, and Nexo gets another one as well. So a really good start to this map for the Darlings, but it's not too long to live, as Fawitcha makes sure that Kiko, not too long for this world, just like the advantage in the round for Darlings, but Darlings actually still have that advantage, and now they're going to get a spike plant down on B. So 3 versus 4 post plant situation to work on for Fawitcha, Noni, and Schmack.
Be the one-man advantage, but in terms of what's on site, it's virtually equal. The Chamber lurking all the way back, only going to finally get involved after a little bit of time here.
Oh no.
Oh, Noni, both running at bullets at the same time, running next, so Noni can get one kill, but cannot get another. The first round will go the way of the Darlings.
And a fantastic decision to rotate once they pulled the rotates on the defensive side. Great job taking that TP. That's one of the most tried and true strats on Bind, because the retakes into B can be so difficult because you have one doorway, or you have to walk all the way around Elbow to get to the other side, or you have to walk all the way around the map to try and go from either hookah or long, but long is so far away that by the time you get there, if you're playing near the A site, you've probably already lost the round. So the retakes on B can be seriously problematic, so strategies like the ones you just saw of just pushing into A, then switching back to B through that portal, the utility it provides you as an attacker. It's tried and true, but Lemonade gonna start this round off towards B and get a kill there, but Foe cannot kill Lemonade either. And then there's another one for Kiko. The flying Race Judge makes a return, and it's a 2 versus 5.
Of course, buy from the Darlings and nothing from Nightwatch, but still, it was a very explosive start there from the Darlings to take those first 2 rounds, and certainly will not be complaints on their side. It's a 1 versus 5. It will probably be ending up as a 0-5 for the round here. Maybe a an 0-4, but nonetheless, it's a great start from the Darlings. They kind of keep it up as time continues.
Yeah, a flawless in that one as well. It's been a fantastic start to for the Darlings, and well, we know what they can do on Bind, reiterating this constantly, but we also know how talented of a squad Nightwatch are. So I think it's good that Darlings are getting off to the start. You build that confidence. You tell yourselves that you know that this map is one that you are strong on, but a 2-0 lead can be can disappear as soon as any lead in this game can. I mean, last map, we saw both times that a team would take the pistol and then the subsequent round, the next 2 rounds would go to the other team. So these 2 rounds could not end up not meaning that much, as it is the bonus here for Nightwatch. They've got full Vandals and a shaky buy, to say the least, for Darlings. However, could definitely still make this work. Bulldog's a Judge, a Spectre, and a Marshall is not by any means what you'd want optimally, but you can do some serious damage. There's a lot of high potential for reward there, and Gen Z is going to get the first kill.
Standing ahead.
An opening frag in the side of the Darlings. Whiteout will be able to take one back over the flying raid. Not going to work this time, but through the smoke, Gen Z will find Whiteout. And a 3 versus 4 now in the favour of the Darlings. They could be taking round number 3 here, and that's a great shot from Gen Z. A free kick now for Gen Z. Here is 2 versus 4.
Planted.
Lemonade waiting in showers. Tyler going to try and peek on out. Can't make any connections there. No summer to the right. Gen Z up, but going to have to drop. There's a good pick there from Noni. Gen Z will try taking it by Tile. 2 in showers. Hard join gets 1. Fake from Noni. They attempt to flash, but they know he's not on it.
One enemy remaining.
One good pick, but through the wall. Lemonade to close it out.
Really big round there for Darlings to manage to take that one. And they get the bonus away from Nightwatch. An uncharacteristic round loss for Nightwatch there. Normally, they're at the very least, we've talked so much about how good of a team they are. They're normally at the very least strong enough to take a bonus with that significant of a weapon advantage. They're normally pretty good on their anti-ecos, but in that situation, it was just too much. Only one standing at the very end for Darlings, but that one last player makes all the difference. Lemonade yet to die so far in this game. We'll see how long that streak can continue. It should be good enough to continue into this round as well, because, well, other than Nani and Foe, everybody running pistols into this one, and Nani and Foe only had the light armor with stingers, so it shouldn't be great. And Nani's missing shots early, taken down just as early as that kill goes to Lemonade. Make it 5-0, and make it probably a free B site for the Darlings.
Darlings looking to be going 4-3 up, but of course the round does have to come to a close first. It's a very, very light buy. And I don't think they're able to do much with it. That's a good kill there from Tyler, but easily traded off by Gen Z. Chromo found one of his own. It's a 3 versus 3. It's actually probably the closest round yet. Whiteout will get a trade off there, but 1 versus 2, and Whiteout on the stinger. Against the big boy guns, but will find 1 kill. 1 versus 1. Whiteout can clutch up here with a stinger. There's Lemonade nobody get a peek from through the tunnel. Whiteout will find it with the stinger, gets the free K, and takes the round. Nightwatch, that was a big round to win.
It was absolutely massive, as that's their first round of the game, and it came in around not just a clutch for Whiteout, but also a thrifty for the team as a whole. And if Darlings had managed to take that one, that would have been a clean 4-0 start against the team like Nightwatch that you're not going to get too many chances at 4-0 starts against them. That would have been massive, but instead they pull it back to within 2, and that's entirely thanks to Whiteout. It proves that the Stinger was a fantastic investment into that round, able to pick up a Vandal at the very end of it as well. So they've got everything they could ask for into this next round. As for Darlings, well, they're going to have to settle for the tour de force on Lemonade.
Let's play.
As he has, in fact, made the declaration that if you would like to play, you can, in fact, play. But Tayo, as well, has popped the tour de force. So, effectively, operators on both sides, in spite of the fact that Tayo... Actually, no, Tayo didn't buy one up. Seems he sold that just before the end of the buy phase. And just a classic, but the tour de force should be good for both sides. So the only thing that really stands out now is the raised judge, but we've seen it work before. We might just see it work again.
Find out what the raised judge can do, and looking like it will be an A execute. With the ult as well. Chromo trying to stall for just a moment with those nades, but the raised judge is just so good from Kiko. Schmack will get one, but traded up by Gen Z for Whiteout. Inside the smoke, getting sprayed down by Lemonade. Will be taken out along the way. Tayo not able to do anything with that. Oh, taken out. Now should on it. And a 1 versus 3.
Oof.
An awkward position to play from as well. Going up to heaven.
Oh,
The nade says otherwise. Hello, nade. Just bounced it on through.
At the very least, gonna make it annoying if he saves the armor. But no, not even allowed to save that much. Lemonade. Well, Torta forces him down, and that's another round for Darlings as they get back on track just fine. After the loss in the eco, they regain, and they do a fantastic job making it 4-1. They are in the advantage once more, and I've just... Kiko's judge, there's no way it can keep working. It's not still here, but it's been working so much. Like, at this rate, you might as well just have the guy buy a judge most rounds. If anyone's ever ecoing, he'll buy somebody else a gun, and then just buy a judge. Because the Ray's judge, it's just, like, it just works. I mean, Ray's Stinger is what we're seeing on Chrome, but, yeah, it just works.
Even in their last semi-final they played, it was also a kind of big selling point that was working out so well for Kiko, was that judge jumping on into lamps, getting the kill, causing a lot of disruption, being so aggressive. It is on bind, a thing that terrifies a lot of people because it happens so often. And it's a thing that happens so often because it does work, and it can be so hard to deal with. Kiko just does it really, really well.
Yeah, seemingly the master of the raised judge, which is, you know, it's an obscure thing to be a master of. It's definitely niche, but you'll see master of nothing. But definitely still fantastic at every other aspect of the game as well. Has a Vandal in hand, almost able to take down Schmack, but Schmack gets back and gets the heal from the sky as well. However, Nexo has busted into the B site. Tayo taken down, and now Fawitcha gonna have to try the retake, but I don't think it's gonna work out too well. Hasjoin's got another one, and now 2 versus 5. Is it even worth it for Foe to go for this?
One thing I'm a bit surprised about not seeing is we've seen a lack of saves. We've had 5v2 situations, we've had 1v5s, and I don't think we've had any of these rounds, or maybe like we've had very few rounds where anyone actually tried to save.
Yeah, why are we even going for that? B is not an easy site to retake into. It's 5 versus 2. One of your players has a sheriff. Why not just save it into the next round? Because now you have a little bit of money, I guess, but like Foe is kind of uncomfortable with his money. Tayo had to buy up that operator, so I don't think Tayo is on light shields. Nani was alive at the end of that last round, has light shields in this round. That probably wouldn't have been a problem if they had just been able to save and bring that stuff into the next round, and particularly Foe, because Nani only had the Sheriff. The Sheriff wouldn't have brought too much into this next round, and the money that you get from dying is, of course, a factor, but regardless, they're the ones who play this game professionally. We are not. They elected to go with that decision, but Nexo probably regretting that decision early on. The Sky taken down by the opposing team's Sky really quickly, and a rare early disadvantage for Darlings.
Here. And a way up. Time to try and hold this. Oof. Cannot get the connection. I was sure that hit for just a moment, but it does not. Oh, try it again, but one Tayo, you need to hit your shots with this operator.
Oh!
Another attempt, and he finally listens to my advice, but Hadron gets one on Chrome. I'm gonna get the plan. The Brim out will cut them off for just a moment. Gen Z gonna have to wait on back. Will not get caught out by the dart.
Oof.
4 versus 3 in favour of Nightwatch. It is their round to lose. But Darlings has done such a great job so far, he can certainly cause them to lose this.
And the fact that that recon dart missed out on all the intel, all that it did was guarantee that one player was on this site because they shot, and now, with the Cosmic Divide, no idea where anybody's going to be. They're going to have to play this for the post plant. 299 almost able to catch one in heaven, puts the star down on top of the bomb. We've already seen it's worked so well to protect that spike and keep the attackers in favor and delay so well, but delay isn't going to be the issue here. They're going to have plenty of time to make this retake work, and Nani already with a kill on the 299 has joined, wants to peek for the trade, but peeks away because he knows that out goes the guiding light. Lemonade able to get one, but now it's just Lemonade up against the world, and the world is hitting hard. Nani in particular able to get 4 kills in that retake, or not in the retake, but the round as a whole, making it a second round for Nightwatch, and making sure that everybody does not discount them too quickly.
And important to win around there, the economy will still be low. It will be a bit of a light buy there from Schmack and Chrome. But some guns on the side of Nightwatch does keep them in for this next round and gives them a chance to make this game a little bit closer.
Yeah, getting closer and closer as we speak, but it's just, it's not quite enough. We haven't seen enough yet out of Nightwatch. We've seen little flashes of the brilliance we know that they have in store, but overall, not really enough out of them. In particular, Chrome 1 and 7, but Chrome has been such a crucial player. We've come to expect so much out of this Raze when Chrome picks it up, because we know what Chrome can do. A very capable entry fragger, but it has not been as prevalent through this game as Schmack might swing. Oh my! The headshot through the smoke. Somebody check him, PC, because that is not normally.
Maybe a bit of a vac issue right there. Need to check on that one. What a shot though, straight onto the head. And that is a great opening kill for the round. And Tayo to add to it as well. Well, Nightwatch heard criticizing them a little bit, and they certainly have bounced back. This is a great start. 5 versus 3. They may be kind of weaker on the gun side, but they certainly caught up. Now they're able to get those 2 picks, get some guns along the way. The attempted attack onto A, but Chrome going to hold out well.
Yeah, so they should still be able to get the spike plant down. Ulti, though, is big, and it has joined, only able to get the... Before both ultis actually proved to be big. When I said ulti, I meant to say the showstopper. But Chrome actually went down. It ended up being Fowitcha's ulti that won that round instead. So, Fowitcha gets that final kill, denies that spike plant. Nothing really at all in that round, aside from the 1 kill as Darlings. They walk away with another round in a row that didn't quite go so well for them. So, definitely not panic time quite yet. You have enough money to buy into this round, at least with Bulldogs. And, well, Bulldogs have looked pretty good so far. In particular, it was Gen Z who zoomed into the site in that 1 round and got a few kills with the Bulldog. That was a 3K, I believe. So the Bulldogs may not be as much of a handicap as it could be for other teams, but definitely far from ideal as they're pushing into this B site, though, and they want to take this aggressively. They get Hookah at first, but the push is slowed. That isn't until Kiko gets that kill. Now we might see an aggressive push.
Back top, but in for a Hookah is a lot of danger for Noni. By himself at the moment here against Garden. Here's Chrome. Not having the best of games so far. Currently just sitting 1 and 8. A little bit of coping we can use, and even in the last game, it was only on attack that Chrome was really getting all the kills. A big advantage on the side with the showstopper for Whiteout waiting, hiding for his dear life, getting chased out by Kiko. Somehow that doesn't hit for Whiteout.
Spike planted.
I don't know how he's not killed by that showstopper, but he survives, I guess, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we take those if we are Fowitcha. Literally left on, I think it's literally 1 HP. Yeah, actually, no, it's 4. Never mind. So, potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Either way, it's a 2 versus 4 with only 4 HP left on Fowitcha. Again, not electing to save, but Tayo, well, has made a realistic shot out of this one. Now Fowitcha gonna recon bolt through, but now it's really not looking realistic at all by any stretch of the term, Lemonade. Make sure that Fowitcha cannot stretch that 4 HP any further than he would anticipate. Not going to get a single kill. And that's a 6th round now for Darlings, who seem to be hopping back on that trend that they were on earlier. And they seem to be back in their best form.
It really is bothering me to see just no save whatsoever. There's so many good opportunities to make the save and keep a good gun, but they're just never doing it, and I do not know why. And this is every team we have seen in the tournament today.
Yeah, it's just kind of been the theme, and you know that is what you say. Oh, we are definitely looking at something there. Is Lemonade is able to get TYO down first, so Darlings get another big kill. Already a disadvantage on this A side. Chrome, though, going to try and continue to fight, but nobody's in that right corner. Now, U-Haul has been given up. Chrome accidentally overextends for not a single kill and gets punished because of it. Now, Foe trying to move up, gets 1 recon, or not recon dart, but shock dart out. It does some damage, but now Fowitcha needs to watch behind because U-Haul is going to be oh so crucial, and 299 in Lemonade take 1 kill each. Yes, Nani was able to find 1, but Nexo made sure that it was traded ASAP, and that's the 7th round for Darlings.
At the moment, it does seem like Nightwatch is weak on so far both maps when it comes to defense. Obviously, they were able to win it by the end of it in the Haven round, but starting off on defense for them. They are kind of falling behind here. I need to see how their attack goes, but at the moment, they are going to be struggling, and this is going to be an eco round for them. So, another potential loss here on the board and could be heading to 3-8.
Yeah, so it should reach that 3-8 score line, but oh, TYO might be in the perfect spot, but oh no! Accidentally baited out the teammate instead, and then went down! That's really not how you play that one, Tayo. As Nexo, able to get the 1 kill, traded, but really shouldn't have been allowed to get that first kill at all. Now it's Kiko to get the next one, 299 to get the plant down, and it's Kiko. About to get a second one as well. No, never mind. Schmack is so good with that Guardian, so 2 versus 3. It's up to Fowitch as to whether or not they want to push this, because Foe has a fantastic spot, could call for this retake attempt, but position being watched. Oh, not dealt with though. Oh, Lemonade nearly lost that fight. Now it's just Schmack, peeked by Gen Z, and well, that's another round. It's getting better and better for Darlings. We might just get a map number 3 out of this.
Likely at the moment. A buy will be coming out, of course, by Nightwatch. Able to get that final buy in to potentially make it into 8-4, but they have to be hopeful here coming in. It's Chrome who eyes are looking at the moment. 2 and 11. It is not a pretty game for Chrome so far.
Yeah, it's been
It's
been a game.
Let's play.
It's been a game, if we can say that. But regardless of whether or not Chrome in particular has been playing, maybe it is Chrome who's the, who's the impact player. Because when Chrome's playing well, the whole team seems to be playing well. We've only seen a few games, and, well, nobody's really been playing well at all this game. It's not like it's just a Chrome issue, as Nani already starting this round off well with 2, but does get traded by a has joined, and there was 1 kill earlier as well for Darling, so Schmack needs to find one here, but cannot find one. Final round though, so nothing to lose. Tayo gonna try and push forward, but not ready for Lemonade in the corner now. We were mentioning him earlier, Chrome, not been having a great map so far. Needs to get this round win here. Pushing out a U-Haul. Flash, not a good spot, and though he is able to get the first, Nexo trades immediately. 9-3 now, the scoreline, as it's a fantastic spot for Darlings.
Fantastic indeed. 9-3. Darlings couldn't have asked for much better with how good Nightwatch played in the first game. This is a great retaliation, but now Nightwatch are on attack, and that is where we saw Chrome shine the best on that raise. If Chrome can step up and the rest of the team around them as well, we could see a comeback from Nightwatch, but it is an incredibly difficult task.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy for Nightwatch, and I mean, they're doing what they can, that's for sure. But I mean, right now, it just looks like they were firing on all cylinders before. Right now, they're not really firing on any of them. Their top frag at the moment is Nani at 10 and 10, and Nani's been having a good map. Don't get me wrong. There have been a couple of rounds that Nani's been hugely impactful in, but it feels like once Nani's done, then the players behind him haven't really been as impactful as we know they can be. And also, Nani wasn't necessarily that big relied upon impact player. It's been Fowitcha, Tayo, and Chrome who all night have been with this team and been playing super well. Nexo gonna start this round off incredibly well again for Darlings, and although Schmack's able to get 1, 3 kills have been found by the other team. So Fowitcha and Schmack needs to rotate, but Lemonade's ready for him. Postured over towards the other site, almost finds both, but not quite. Fowitcha picks up the spike, but Nexo is there just in time for the flank. A 3K for this guy, and now a 10th round for Darlings. It goes from bad to worse for Nightwatch.
To worse as they lose the pistol round. They've got to get a move on it. It's going to, of course, be a buy from the Darlings, and that should now be another round win for them. We could be seeing them go to 11-3 and giving us that map 3 most likely.
Yeah, it looks like it'll probably happen, to be completely honest with you. If we go to a map 3, what do you have winning the 3 if you think we go there? Keep in mind that it's Pearl.
I think because it's Pearl, I have to go and do it though. I was going to say I have to go in the favour of Nightwatch, but I would even favouring him from this game here because they were looking so good last time in their previous semi-final, but it had been a big step up from the Darlings, so it's hard to say. I think I'll go for Nightwatch though.
Oh, alright, so we have the call for Nightwatch out. It is all Already so
Spike
much
down
action
A.
in this round, and look what it is. It's Kiko, Judge once more, but has to be ready for that long-range fight against Tayo. Never mind, actually. Is not going to take the fight, simply elects to run away as Kiko now. Just going to hide inside a U-Haul, hoping somebody pushes in, but it's actually this guy coming from showers, Nexo, trying to make an impact. But actually, Nexo is going to make an impact in the round, but not the impact that they were looking for. Nexo is just going to prompt the rotate. Instead, is Kiko now going to push over to Hookah. But, oh, they've caught the rotates on the... Oh, they caught the portal. They heard the sound cue, and now they're going to go to the other side. What a big brain play from Tayo and Chrome. Chrome just needs to get this spike plant down. Knows both of the players are coming from the opposite side, but Nexo got the kill, and now it's looking rough for Chrome.
Chrome. And 1v2. Sitting on that stinger. Only got 3 kills to his name in total so far against a Judge and a Spectre. Cannot find the pick. Kika will get it with the Judge. And 11-3, the scoreline lies.
He's just so good at closing that space with the Judge. I mean, and it's good to have a character who can close that space on the Judge, like a Raze in particular. Because after you pop the blast back, you're still able to shoot for a while. Difference between Raze and Jet is that although they can both close a gap very quickly, Jet, there's a little bit of a delay after you pop the tailwind, so you can't necessarily shoot immediately after. Raze, you could be popping Judge shots in midair. So that's why you put somebody like Kiko on that Raze. Practically a Raze insta-lock at this point through the tournament. Is we've seen it so many times, and just like we've seen the Raze so many times from Kiko, we've seen so many round wins from Kiko's team of Darlings, and they're just on a tear right now. Lemonade in particular, 19-5. He's been a particularly good performer all night from the Darlings, but, I mean, this is something else entirely.
Get 1 over on Kiko. A good opening start, of course. But they've got to do a little bit more with it. Tayo will get one of his own as well. As a late buy coming out from Nightwatch to try to force a little bit in that last round. So, not the best in terms of guns for either side, but they're certainly trying to make it work. Next, will get 1, but Tayo will trade it off. A 4 versus 2 as Nightwatch's round to lose now. Hadroin is going to hold a main, but Can't get it in time? Yes, he will. And now, just Lemonade that Soul Chamber, but currently topping the whole game. 19-5 the KD. Will get 1.
Spike down B.
And rotating round it behind him though. Some danger from Tayo. Pushing out through the smoke perhaps. A stupid round right there. Yeah.
Got a little sketchy towards the end for Tayo, and then I think almost got team killed by the shock dart. I know it does less damage, but it was already pretty low, and it was at 5 at the very end there. So, I mean, you never really know. It could have happened, but 11-4 now the score line is the bonus. You anticipate that to go the way of the attackers in this case. However, same cannot be said for the next round. We're not anticipating this going either way. It's going to be decent bias for both teams, but both teams are also looking relatively fragmented. I mean, the attackers, after winning the last round, come into this one with only a Sheriff, a Bulldog, there are 2 Bulldogs, a Spectre, and a Guardian. Meanwhile, the defenders, they're also running a Stinger and a Bulldog into this round. So, it's really rough. Has joined in particular, the weakest one in the lobby for the time being, unless Tayo with the it's between Tayo and the Sheriff, and has joined with a light armor Stinger. So, either way, neither team is at maximum power, so that'll make this round all the more interesting.
And a win. It's very important here for Nightwatch to stay in this game. 11-4 in favour of the Darlings. If they want to try and make that comeback, because they've got to win this round, they've got to keep it close. It's
also of note, they
like
ecoed and Kiko didn't go with the Judge. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah,
Kiko, no Kiko Judge or Nico.
A weird change. That 12-4 with this economy would be incredibly hard to come back from. Lemonade holding. Chrome will get killed. Not only finding 1 though. Could potentially find the shots on Lemonade, but not able to connect just yet. 4 versus 4 and a slight execute onto A. Will cause a rotate over.
No spike.
Right, not committed to anywhere just yet. But here comes Schmack. Is he going to push through onto A? Yeah, it's looking like it right now. I'm not using the flashes to try and make their way out as well. Lemonade going to be cut off. Oh, it's such an unlucky miss there from Tayo. Gen D will find Schmack. And the smoke for Witcher down to his own team's fire. Everything's going wrong for them.
Oh no!
Big spray for Witcher will find one. But does he know where they are?
Is there time? Oh, he barely gets it off! A 1 versus 2 now for Fawucha. Barely plants the spike. Has the Phantom picked up as well. Needs to get this first kill in an EXO. But no, neither of them is sticking the defuse. Pops out the recon dart. That wasn't the play! Oh, he's lined him up! What? The recon dart came out and it looked like after that they were just gonna swing him with the arrows in hand. But Fawucha lines them up. What is going on?
What on earth was that to win the round? Clutching up big time is Witcher. 11-5 still for the Darlings. That's certainly a little bit closer now for Nightwatch. They can get a good buy here as well out of this one. As they inch a little bit closer. That was massive from Witcher. Couldn't have done any better there.
Oh, absolutely could not have done anything better. What more could you ask of Fawucha in that position? Oh, unlucky position there from Lemonade. Taken down by Schmack early, but still, although Darlings are in the advantage, we've seen crazier. As a matter of fact, we saw crazier last round, and Nexo is going to make it not too crazy of a prospect by getting that evening kill, but 299 getting challenged on A, so pops the stars, both the gravity pull and the nebula popped, and, well, that's going to be enough to dissuade the push and push it back towards B.
Pushing up. Next up. Gonna have to chill back on site here. And they get 2 push on guard. I'm gonna be lost in the smoke. They'll actually play to his advantage. Peeks on now, but gets caught by Noni along the way. And now for the retake, it will be a 4 versus 2. There's one currently on A site, so that's not gonna be the best of time for Has joined. And then sitting back there is Gen Z 299. The back of site. Just waiting for his teammate to get involved to push on through, but only a shorty. A stinger. Not going to be the best of guns. 2 stingers now, but still not going to be the best against some bandits and some phantoms.
Okay.
Good pick.
Last player standing.
Oh. But it won't last long. The first kill is found. Gen Z able to get another one as well, but eventually the round does go the way of Nightwatch. It didn't start well for them, but they end up pulling it back at the very end. Maybe this is just a really attacker-sided bind. Who knows? There could still be time for Nightwatch to make the comeback. They've successfully taken 3 in a row. However, they've got a full power, or practically full power, buy from 299 and company coming in this next round. Is mentioned 299 in particular because I think he has the money to buy a Vandal or a Phantom, but I think at this point, Gen Z just wants the Bulldog. I think he's just been such a hot hand with the Bulldog in hand that he just wants to play with it. Also has the Cosmic Divider to play around as well, so 299 is going to be a player to watch as they do look to be challenging 299 and Nexo on the B site.
From what time TP, they're trying to make the kind of rat play of waiting for them to TP over. Will not be happening, has to leave, get sent on out. With a minute to go. No kills been found just yet. Schmack just waiting outside A site. That's why Witcher has to push on through hookah. A pick is what they're looking for on any side. There's one pick to decide where they're going to go. Gen Z barely avoids getting headshot there. And here comes Witcher rotating back over towards A.
Spike dropped.
Does seem they're favoring this A site now instead, but are they going to be watching this corner? As they come around, Lemonade has the potential for one or more, but the Seekers are going to be massive because it's the chamber. It's going to allow the opportunity for Lemonade to just get out of that perfect player to play in that position, but it's unfortunate because now they have to just forfeit the site, and Nani able to get the first kill, though Kiko does trade back. It doesn't look good for Nani. How does he actually find that headshot with the right click on the has joined? I don't know how that worked out for Noni, but it doesn't look like much else is going to work out for Darlings. That is until Fawucha is able to get the next kill and then get the next 2. 2 straight headshots for Fawucha, and they just keep lining up for him.
Fawucha was the MVP of the semi-finals, and now coming in map 2 of the final. He is popping off once again. 19-11. He's had 7 kills in the last 2 rounds. He is coming back big time for his team Nightwatch.
And you mentioned last map that Fowacha is the person to watch on this Nightwatch squad, and definitely proving that correct. As I mean, the main difference between these two teams that we can notice right now is the difference between performance in their respective intel initiators. Has joined as 8 and 12, and Fowacha on 19 and 11. That's been a big difference maker so far in this defensive half. As Nexo is getting pushed hard inside. Hookah needs to run away, but the flashbang cannot save him from the paint shells from Chrome. That's a paint shell kill. We haven't really seen any of those so far tonight. And 299 will go down as well. So this looks like another round for Darlings. And how on earth are they pulling this back?
I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing a great job at it. 11-7. Currently in favor of Darlings, but Nightwatch on their way back. They're doing such an incredible job at it. A spray through the wall will not connect.
Enemy remaining.
Instead, actually a headshot on Noni there, but will not be dying to it. Lemonade. Just waiting to try and get on the retake here, but will be killed. 11-8 now. Darling still have the lead, but it is slowly slipping away.
Yeah, it's starting to slip away. Is timeout being called for the defense? Really good timing on this timeout. That's the first formal tactical timeout we've seen called all night tonight. We had one earlier, but it was more of a tech pause. We've had a couple of tech pauses through the night, but this is the first actual tactical pause we've seen all game. Nexo 2GG clearly thinks that something's wrong, and well, yeah, that's a pretty obvious observation. You've lost 5 rounds consecutive. You were up 11-3, and now it's looking really, really rough as we're getting a nice little close-up here of Sky. But, yeah, it's not looking good so far.
I'm very happy to see the tactical timeout being used. I've been missing the tactics being used here, and I'm good to see it. I'm happy. I wish we see more saving from the other teams, but coming on out here, Nightwatch are on their way back, and Darlings have to be wary of it. They are wary of it, and that is why they've called this timeout, because they know that a few more slip-ups, and this is going to be a tied game, and this is theirs to lose.
Yeah, we've gotten out of that tac pause though. Producer just trying to make us laugh a little bit, but regardless, 10 seconds into the next round, as we've got 11-8. It's still drastically in favor of the defensive side, but I mean, Nightwatch are making a comeback happen. So, I mean, they've got the rest of the production team other than myself on their side. They want to come back, and Lemonade's lined up to, not making it look likely. I was gonna say everyone but me on the broadcast tonight is working from the UK, so it's like 5 in the morning for them. But it doesn't seem that Lemonade wants them to get any sleep anytime soon, as Chrome now just left to try and pick up the pieces from Hookah. Tayo does get that first one, but Lemonade with a dynamic start of the round.
The collab plays off big time. A 3 versus 4 now, a minute to go. And I execute onto site, and it's the top 2 in terms of fragging here. Dead on Nightwatch. Pawitcha and Noni both taken out by that Lemonade's gun. And now, this is going to be a hard one to do from Nightwatch. Pushing out the site here is, seems like a hard task. They are stagnant at A main, just waiting to go. Not really sure what they're going to do just yet.
Tayo has gotten a decent foothold into this A site though, so they've got a little bit of room, but I don't think it's enough for a spike plant, and they seem to know that. All they were trying to do is use that position to prompt the rotate, but here's Lemonade, early rotator, but oh, the smoke pops at the perfect time. As it blooms, it becomes harder and harder for Lemonade to watch anything, so Nightfall will go through to try and catch the positions of everybody still playing inside the site. Kiko busts out for a showstopper kill, but Tayo trades it quickly. So Nightwatch, they refuse to go down easily. Tayo wants to get a couple here, but doesn't get a single one. And now it's Lemonade getting that kill, getting on the spike. It's Has joined, and getting the next kill. It's Nexo. 11-8, now 12-8. As no more room for error for Nightwatch, or else we'll go to map number 3. Much to the dismay of our producer and my co-caster.
If that was a round win there for Nightwatch, that would have had to send Darlings to an eco, so it was an important round to win. Now, as you mentioned, no more mistakes can be made. This round was won all off the back of Lemonade. That kill out off the back, like, just instantly gets that kill out, is what made that win for Darlings. And now they're at match point. We could have a tied up series and we could have map 3.
Yeah, but that also it goes to show that like if you're relying on 2 early kills from your chamber off, as good as Lemonade has been, you can't depend on that every round. And that round still got decently close towards the very end. So, if anything, you can look at that if you're Darling, if you're Nightwatch, and say, hey, we've got a decent shot at this. And they're looking at the start of this round and saying, we're the ones who start off with 2 quick kills. Though Gen Z and Nexo traded out, Nani will trade out both of them on his own, and now it's just left to Kiko. 1 versus 3 doesn't stand a shadow of a chance as Nani runs through and will get rid of that final member, making it 4 kills in the round for Nani, who has been having a fantastic match here. And now it looks to be getting better and better as Felwicha was the one who's been standing out so far on the attack, but Nani had a really good defensive half and has been doing really well on the attacking half so far as well. So Felwicha and Nani are both just trying to drag their team kicking and screaming to the championship without that map 3.
Nintendo just sticking out in general, and mainly just for Witcher and Nani. Tayo was doing a pretty good job, but I think the biggest kind of lackings do lie with Schmack and Chrome. If they were just playing a little bit better, then this would be easy in my opinion for Nightwatch, but unfortunately it just can't be going that way. For Witcher will get 1, we're going to be traded off by Gen Z. And now it's causing a lot of fear over on the Nightwatch side. Their top frag is gone. Tayo going to peek on them, will not get the kill. Now things are getting very, very worrisome.
This is a fantastic start to the round, in particular for the defensive side. I mean, that's exactly what you want for Darlings. I mean, 299 might go down here. Ow, no, I'm not going to get traded either. But you've just lost your top frag and then your chamber, and you've only lost 4 at the bottom frag on the side of Darlings. And that's going to be massive. It's 299, only going to make things better, but Chrome stepping up when his team needs him most. And we mentioned him time and time again as somebody who had been lacking, but Lemonade is still on the backside. But shut this spike plant down, and now it's all in Chrome, but he's got a 3rd. So now it's just the 1 versus 1. Has isolated the fights perfectly until now. Tries to bash Black out, but the Torrent of Force sends us to map 3. Lemonade says no more on Bind. My team is still alive, and Nightwatch look more mortal than ever.
It was a very close ending. But Darlings, they came out on top, and as mentioned, will be sent to a map number 3. Peril will be our final destination. And that final kill there from Lemonade to Bot secures it. But we're going to be heading to a quick 5-minute break just about. Nightwatch versus Darlings going all the way to map 3. It will be on Peril, so stick around, we will not be long. And we'll be crowning our winner of the Whiteout number 5.
She been in your bedroom, I know that. Feeling her on your skin. Think I don't know where your head's at. Where do I begin? Wrapping your fingers around her. Late at night, drinking. You let it linger, you couldn't quit. I think I'll leave it all behind. Love me a new one. I won't waste my time. Fuck it with you. Oh, let me show you how. Find me another. You can't break me down. Under the covers.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are gonna try and get right into this final map because I am in a voice call with two very, very quiet United Kingdom people. I can't quite say British men because I don't. Well, actually, no. British men technically does work, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because
it
it's not
works.
British is not English. That's that's the UK.
Yep.
I want to make sure I don't. I want to make sure I have my vocabulary all in order. Anyways, we're gonna have a wonderful map number 3 on Pearl up ahead, and getting into that, it's been two incredibly close maps just before that have both been really down to the wire. We're going to Pearl. Both of these teams wanted to go here, as we're gonna get into the map now. Boyo, thoughts on going to Pearl?
Honestly, I don't know what way it's going to go just yet. I am leaning towards the side of Nightwatch, considering how good
Yeah.
they were on Pearl earlier on,
Yeah.
and how good they have looked in every game. Even though they did lose that game too, that map too, they still looked good doing it by the end of it. So I think they have the best chance.
Yeah, and I mean, both times it was a really one-sided affair on both of the first two maps until it wasn't. Both maps that we saw on the first two really could have gone either way. Personally, I'm a believer that I think the half that you start on is a big impactor in how it ends up going. So, on Pearl, defending start for Chrome and company on the Darlings as Nightwatch chose. Actually, no, never mind. They're not the Darlings. It's late. Look, man, it's not even really that late for me. Just getting things mixed up. But Darlings are going to start on the defensive half. They've got, they're on attack. Oh my gosh. I can't read. Darlings are on attack. Nightwatch are in defense. My producer is like spoon feeding me this information, even though it's right in front of my face. I think I used up all my prep phase speaking last time to try and figure out what operators people were picking.
Select
Agents.
your agent.
Oh my god.
Well, we are going to get in and we're going to try and spot the difference again. Actually, is there any difference? There is at least one.
Okay.
We do have Phoenix instead of Raze.
Okay.
And I think the rest is all the same. Yeah, the only difference is Phoenix for instead of Raze.
I thought you were going to have me play the game of Spot the Difference. I thought you were going to go, okay, all right, Happy. Yeah, it's your time now, but yeah. So Phoenix and a Raze, that means extra flashes, extra flashes on the side of the attackers, which is going to be good for that first initial attacking side. And, well, I mean, you might be thinking, oh, well, then what about defense? Well, they're also really helpful in retakes, and a lot of the times Pearl can become a little bit of a retakey map as well, just like Haven was, and we actually saw the retakey style of map of Haven go the way of Nightwatch, and Nightwatch already won Pearl earlier today. Nightwatch do not have a Phoenix on their team. They're instead going for the Raze, so Kiko not going to be able to bring out the Raze shotgun, but maybe we'll see some homage paid to it by Nani playing the Raze, perhaps. Who knows? But I do know that we've got another at least 13 exciting rounds of Valorant coming up ahead of us. So 5 seconds out from the start of the first round, and we're looking to get into it. It has been a wild night here with the Frost Esports Twitch channel. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the ride. I definitely have been. And it's been an honor to work alongside Boyo and our wonderful producer, TheTex141. So go check him out on socials as well. And yeah, we're going to get into this first round. Very slow start, though, as Gen Z able to get the first kill.
Gen Z can't be retaliated by Chrome. Gen Z is low on health. Schmack will find one hole of his own. None it. And we caught out in mid there, has to run on back. Well, barely make it out alive for the time being, but Lemonade catches him with the last bullet as he gets round the corner. Trying to execute onto A site now. The retake will have to be found. Gen Z finds one sitting on 11 HP, playing around in sewers. They're working out well to his advantage for Whiteout. Hits his shots, but Hadron will get another one. Gen Z coming in behind. Does Schmack? No, I don't think he does. It's an easy kill here.
Oh no.
They can't see him.
Oh,
what a shot.
There it is, the repeak. And it was a little less easy than you would have anticipated. I mean, not to mention, last player alive of Chrome did seem to have a sneaking suspicion as to where Gen Z was going to come from, but Chrome goes down all the same. Really clean shot there to 299. And that's going to make it a 1-0 lead now for the side of the Darlings. The attack proves to get off to a really good start, and these really good starts, I'll mention it again, because we need to drive these points home at this point in the stream. These really good starts have been so helpful to teams throughout this series in particular. We've noticed that comebacks have been tried, but they normally haven't really come to fruition. Both times we've seen attempts at a comeback, the team that lost the first half handedly did not stand a chance at making it a game towards the end. They made it a little bit of a game, but they would end up losing at the very end. And this time around, the team who lost the first round of Nightwatch doesn't look to be starting off the second round too well.
Oh, well, Gen Z, they get the kill right there. They'll take a little bit of damage along the way, maybe a bit too much of what it should have been taken. For which they're going to have to back off, get a good bit of damage on the KO though. But it's a 3 versus 5 and guns all around over on the side of Darling. But Chrome coming in behind, they get a little spray down, but Gen Z says otherwise. Quick flick.
Yeah, Gen Z will deny that. And it's been the Bulldog really all day for Gen Z. Has been a tried and true gun for Gen Z. Even towards the end, I think, of the last map, picking the Bulldog over really a Phantom or a Vandal when it could have been in the picture is now Fowicha. It's the first kill. Clean little right click onto the low HP Nexo. Maybe not the smartest play to push that from Nexo, but only one to die in the round is Nexo. At least the only one to die for Darlings is Nexo. Everybody else stays alive. Gen Z on 5-0-0, already half the kills. And if we see another big game for 299, this could be a really big comeback across the entire series against all the expectations of myself, of Boyo, and of probably the people in chat as well.
Well, 2-0 start. It is on the bonus now, so it is a round that should be won by Nightwatch in theory, but we've seen how that's been going a lot throughout this tournament. The in theory doesn't always kind of play to the correct result. There's an early kill found by Gen Z, but a quick return by Chrome. 4 versus 4, 2 early picks found. This next one's going to be vitally important. Who's going to be the one to find it?
That's going to be a big one indeed, as one kill goes to each side. But Lemonade's still alive with just the Headhunter. Not even a pistol bought into the round, just a classic other than said Headhunter. So really not going to be able to take too many fights. Alone towards the A site right now, at least. That is alone towards A main, but it could be an art push for the rest of Lemonade's teammates. However, much more of a default. Players spread all across the map right now for the attackers, and not really much action happening anywhere is Tayo watching the push in from Art towards the site, but that's not where you should be watching right now, but probably needs to head back there because it looks like it may be pushed. I have no idea where this attack is going, but my best guess is A.
Gen Z gonna really struggle here, sitting on 10 HP, so hard for Gen G to get involved. It looks like it will be an A push.
Still pulling them in.
But which are barely going to avoid that hunt. And then her attempt comes on out the plant. The spray through the wall will not make any connection. Instead, Fawetcha going to take a lot of damage himself. An awkward situation here against Has joined. Cannot get any util connection. That's a good kill right there. Gen Z from behind. Might be able to get a pick. Doesn't need to. Lemonade does it all by himself, but Schmack. But against Gen Z, finds one.
No, he's on it.
Cannot find another, though. They're going to stick it. Gen Z will find the kill, but it all means now we can Nightwatch do take the rounds.
Again, pros don't fake. Tayo has been not the only person today, not the only instance of a pros don't fake situation. I forget who it was initially, but it was the one that won Haven for Nightwatch, so it might have been Tayo, but I don't think it was. Regardless of who it was in particular, that was actually, at this point, that was like maybe like an hour ago. I don't even know, but 2-1 advantage now for the attackers. And I mean, Darlings, they look really strong so far, but that's a good way to respond. If we see another round here for Nightwatch, it could be massive, but they're not even really too invested in the idea of getting this round at all, as they're not really too invested in this round. They've got some stingers and some pistols here and there with some light armor bot and a little bit of util, but they're focused on the next round, and, well, Gen Z focused on the here and now, making it 9-0-0 for Gen Z. Map gets another one.
Gen Z having an incredible game at the moment. The ult coming on down, of course. Not going to make it into backside. Gets a kill and Has joined. Means an even game. Maybe we'll try and get a Vandal out of this if we can reach it. Oh, it's a Phantom, sorry. We'll be able to do exactly that. Playing up on long is pretty much the whole Darling side. But Chrome gets one, gets picked out by another. And the kill will be playing by Lemonade to take that round for the Darlings, as expected based on the bye. Certainly a good round to take once again.
Another fantastic round. And, I mean, that was really what was to be expected there. Unfortunately, Gen Z did go down, so 299's streak will end at 9. And that will be all the consecutive kills he's able to find at the start of this map. But that's still a fantastic performance, and it's good enough to get a 3-1 lead. But we're into the full bye rounds for both teams. Everybody's got a little bit of credits left over, whether it's closer to 50, 100, 200 for the defensive side. Nightwatch really not much left in the tank, and not quite full shields, but everything invested into this round for Darlings, and they're looking to take a fourth, but nobody's died quite yet. A lot of action towards mid, and it's Kiko to get the first kill. Nani's down, and Kiko gets another one. The Phoenix with such a dynamic entry. 299 could be good for more, but not quite. Schmack gets another one as well, but Lemonade's got Tayo, so 2 versus 3 as Nightwatch. Not favored in this round, especially not if the plant comes down at A, and it looks like the spike about to go down. But it could still be possible. Fawetcha, good to get that kill, and now things look realistic.
Very good kill, makes it a 2v2. A more than winnable situation. It's 2 Vandals versus 2 Phantoms. And on the post plant. A big round here for Nightwatch if they can win it. Fawetcha, gonna use that ult. Take the plant off, but I thought I could have counter ult here from the fade. Hasdrown will get 1 kill. The Molly on the spike. Fawetcha gets 1. Has to run away. Do they know where they are? Fawetcha playing around the wall so well, but time is running out. Gonna have to get on the spike soon. Doesn't know where the Phoenix is hiding.
It's just a save.
That's gonna be a save here, surely. Oh, they're running for it. But it pays off terribly as Kyo gets the kill. Fawetcha, save your gun eventually, please.
Oh, and Kiko gets away. Oh my goodness. First of all, why on earth is Fawetcha running back into that site? Unless the goal was to die to the bomb, but I don't really think that's worth it in that spot. It really just kind of isn't. Fawetcha now going to have a stinger in the next one, where you would have had a Phantom coming in. So yeah, probably would have been better just to get that save, and then you could save in this round, just having that Phantom, making it an even better round for your team. There wasn't really much time left on the clock, and I don't know why you anticipated maybe Kiko just would have abandoned the site, but I'm not sure why you would have anticipated that. As Fawetcha now pushing out. A Phantom could have been able to get that kill there, Fo, but regardless, Chrome and Nani go down first all the same, so Fawetcha's team is off to a bad start. Now Witcher himself getting pushed out of Artist. Schmack, oh my goodness, gets his head removed as Schmack had the toward a force pot. That was massive there.
Huge plays.
Last player
Tao can do
standing.
nothing about it, and now Whiteout just with the stinger. Will be spraying people down to be fair, getting some good kills on the board, but with 5 HP will not be lasting long.
Maybe he
There is a
wanted the
hurt,
stinger.
But I don't imagine he'll be living long here with 5 HP and a lot of utility up there. It is from Gen Z from behind. Everything good bit of working for Whiteout to get those 3 kills, but still not going to be able to do much of just a stinger.
Now, just imagine if he had a Phantom there. Who knows? You know, you never know. Or maybe the Stinger gets those kills. Maybe it's based on the position. I'm not exactly sure. You know, we aren't foe. We can't necessarily speak for him, but we can say that we haven't really seen like a single save all game. So that is something we can, in fact, speak on. And, you know, it gets kind of tiring when you feel like you've been watching the same kind of games over and over, people just kind of pushing in. And it feels like the team that's, if there's a team on a losing streak, said team on said losing streak just kind of loses rounds consecutively. And every other round, they just kind of have to save or eco, and they don't have anything saved in from the previous round to make it an easier round. So we've just been seeing like buy round, half buy round, full eco, and then maybe 2 buy rounds in a row. I don't know exactly, but it just kind of feels like any team that's gotten off to a weak start doesn't really have much of a chance of getting back into it. They're not really saving to give themselves a better shot either. It's Darling's off to a good start here, and again, this one, a full buy from Nightwatch. Maybe this will be where we start to see the Nightwatch we saw earlier today on Pearl. Ooh.
I mean, they are currently playing it after they lose the round. It is so detrimental just because of that lack of a save ever. It affects their economy so much. This is going great here again for the Darlings, getting 3 kills straight off the bat. Now 4 versus 2, now 1 versus 3. And Tayo trying to do it all by himself to win this round here, make this buy worth it. He should be saving this situation, but he's not going to because they don't like to save for some reason. And I
swear,
don't know why.
If he pops the ulti or something, I swear I'm gonna lose it. What? Why? You got a 1 versus 3. You know they're gonna have good crossfires. Yeah, gets the first one. Almost could have made that possible, but my goodness, just like we gotta start saving eventually, because now next round it looks like it's gonna be a full buy. Foe's already invested on light shields and a Vandal. And it doesn't look like anyone else is really on the same page as Foe, but they're full investing anyway. Well, like, imagine how much easier this could have been if you had that extra Vandal in. You could have had so much extra firepower. Now, they're going to sell some of that initial investment, but they've got, like, a Marshal, a Stinger, Sheriff. Actually, no, never mind, not a Marshal anymore. They're going to go with the Stinger instead. But again, look at how much better this round looks if you have a Vandal there. That's a bunch of times in this game alone that you could have had better ecos and really could have made a round out of these ecos, but now you're relying exclusively on the close range plays from the Stinger or the one taps from the Sheriff.
And just one Vandal can change the trajectory of a round so much.
Oh,
getting that one pick, getting that one extra gun even, just for your teammates. That's an extra Vandal you may find just from that one Vandal that you've got. Instead now, as you mentioned, you're playing Stingers, you're playing close range only.
Face your fear!
Against Vandal, also, can we talk about the fact they're attacking B long with Stingers?
We found
Like,
one.
they're getting attacked with B long with and they've got Stingers. They're not going to be able to do anything right now.
Yeah, like, you can't do much in this retake at all with the Stingers here. Now, there's no point in saving these, because next round you'll have enough to buy Vandals and Phantoms and everything that you would need in a retake scenario like this. But actually, curious decision from the Darlings. They're choosing to rotate away. Gen Z's actually been caught in spawn as well, and that's a Phantom being handed over to the defenders, not being saved. Actually, no, instead it's a Vandal, but potato, tomato. That's a gun that's not a
30
Stinger,
seconds
as
left.
Nani gonna get a headshot with a Sheriff. That's another gun picked up as well. So now, just one Stinger left for the defenders. They could make a round out of this A retake, as Fowisha, with the Stinger, is able to get one. He seems to be just the Stinger god in this game, making it an advantage now in the retake.
Incredible job with the Stinger. Unfortunately, he's been using that gun a little bit too much. The ulti will be coming out to try and help on the plant. Chamber, Lemonade able to get one, but ready by for Whiteout. Nexo and a 1 versus 1. Nexo low on health. Not using the ulti.
Oh no.
And the kill gonna be found. They get the defuse and they're round the 1 finally by Nightwatch.
Thrifty.
It's our first one in a while, and I suppose that save might not have made that big of a difference because they won the round anyway. I think it might have been a little, it could have been a little cleaner if you saved it over. But you know what? I'm perfectly fine to be proven wrong if it makes our game a little closer. That is what we've just seen here, 6-2 now. The advantage to Darlings, but that round could be the start of something beautiful. I'm going to refer to them as foe and friends because right now it's 12-8 for Foacha, and everybody else, well, the best they have otherwise is 4 kills for Schmack, then 4-3-2 for Chrome, Nani, and Tayo, respectively. Now, we don't want to call them out for having bad performances, but it does need to be pointed out that, it's just kind of Foe's putting in his best effort, and right now, it's not being replicated across the entirety of Nightwatch.
I mean, just to add a note, Foe has 12 kills, the rest of the team combined has 13.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that speaks volumes of how well Foe is doing compared to his teammates right now.
Yeah.
The big Molly line up here, and it's going to land there. Nice.
It's going to land there.
Covering it.
I don't think that was fully intentional, but regardless, Schmack is going to take down Nexo, so the only impact Nexo finds in that round is making us laugh with a little bit of a weird fragment lineup. So, I honestly, I'll take that, but I don't really think he's perfectly happy with that kind of an impact as now it's a big rotate being called towards A by the attack. They're all just kind of ganging up inside of Connector, but they don't really have
30
any
seconds
notable
left.
control anywhere. It's A Link, at least right now. 4 has joined. However, everyone else seems to be pushing back towards B, and now this is going to be where they choose to go. But Tayo has taken down, has joined. So,
Spike planted.
3 versus 4 in this retake. This could be massive, and this could be a third round for Nightwatch.
Nightwatch, third round really important here. For the Darlings, they are so good, and they certainly can win this one.
over! You're dead!
That's the ultimate, really not pushing kill. Schmack said a little bit of intel, I guess, from it.
One enemy remaining.
There's 3 big kills in a row there. One on the ulti. It should be the round. Yes, it will. Nightwatch find their third of the game.
Great job to Nightwatch there. Doing a wonderful job to take yet another. And, I mean, just a great job coming from angles not expected. And also, it was a rough post-plant situation. Having 2 players in B-Link there as opposed to 2 down B long is a really big difference because that B Link, it's so narrow. The best you can do is have 1 player on each side of the doorway. But B long, there are many different places you could play from. Nobody also playing from Hall. Nobody got up in Tower, although that might kind of be pushing it with the amount of control they were confident that they had. But nobody Hall. Nobody playing towards B main. They didn't have 2 players there. They had 2 players cramped up inside the small little link, and then 1 on the site itself. So, far from an ideal post-plant situation, but they might have just felt a little rushed, not sure exactly how much control they had. So, unfortunately for Darlings, they forfeit a third round, but they still have a decent chance of taking this one. It's a push into A, but Schmack not letting him get anywhere. Join, though, gets a good trade, and 299 with 1 more, so it looks good for Darlings.
Big kill there from Schmack, but will get traded off. Darlings have the man advantage, but Tayo going to try and chase this. Unable to get the touch here. Hadron just does better for Witcher. Will get the kill on Gen Z. And the fight is now, it's on it. Unable to push on through. I think the kill just yet. The spike has been planted. So this is pretty basic. It's winnable, but will be hard. We're not going to be smoked off. And next, we're just going to hold that with the op. This is his shot though. Making it a little bit harder. Can't connect on that one either. Lemonade. There's the thing for Witcher from behind. Here on it by himself. 1 versus 2 against an op. They get killed by the op as well.
Nexo just cleans it up so nicely there. Nani shut down, and well, you would have loved to say you believed and you wanted him to have a chance, but Nani just really didn't have much of a shot standing up against, like you mentioned, the op. You emphasize that so importantly because the operator in that retake scenario knows where he's coming from and can just do the job of holding the angle and clicking left click, maybe adjusting the crosshair just a little bit. And we definitely saw a pretty good job of that from Nexo, getting that 5th kill of the game so far. Far from the best performer on the Darlings, but is doing a good job of holding up the rear and getting kills when it's necessary, getting a very crucial one at the end there to win out that 1 versus 2. Is now it's a B long push, but not a commitment to it quite yet. You haven't seen a lot of action towards B long though, so I'd be interested to see how this would go should the attackers try it. And well, it didn't really work out in the small amount of time it was tried. Has joined, just went down at the very end to B long, but has pulled the attention of 2 different players towards B long itself, and also the attention of a 3rd towards the B site. So this push between mid and main into A could be massive.
Yep, playing around near Art. Schmack just waiting outside. Into mid connector. I'm about to make anything. They made it onto site now. And it is just Chrome here waiting. Will get flashed. But Keiko able to get the kill as well. Low on health. But Witcher comes on in. Spraying that frenzy. Able to pick up the Vandal and a spray through the wall. Will get next. Will eliminate though. A trade on Noni. Now 2 versus 3, and it is in favour of Darwin, looking to be their round to win. With the ult as well. And he gets to get some info on Witcher, but Tile gets 1 kill.
Okay.
Witcher, another great kill as well. It's just Kiko by himself now.
Kiko just trying to play the smoke to the best of his abilities, but Tayo will shut that down. And the Fade does a great job closing out the round at the very end. And again, credit to Fawitcha, has been the standout performer this map for the side of Nightwatch, and it's happened again. Fawitcha is just standing out, just performing time and time again when the team needs it most in Nightwatch now. Put within a realistic situation where they could definitely, with another pretty solid half on their attacking side, make this a pretty solid game. And the team that's been dominating in the starting half has typically been the one to win out the game, but this has not really been domination for either team, and it's largely in part to Fawitcha.
100%. Fawitcha has been the best player without a doubt on Nightwatch. Tile now able to get a kill right there and a knock down on the KO. Traded out by Noni. KO will get able to get rest. He's in an awkward position.
Can't use that.
Of course, the wall has came on in, but the red's not going to be found. Tile gets another kill. Tile gets a 4K. A potential ace in the road for Tile. But against Gen Z, it is. The ult comes on through. Tile hunting for it. Going to wait on back. Schmack playing around this wall at the moment. Tile's going to play a main, holding the spike. Very disciplined play at the moment. Then he tries to smoke it off, and Tile will find the ace. And a 7-5 half is where we end up.
And what a way to end that half for Tayo in particular, stepping up massive in such a close round at the very end. But there you go. You get that assist from somebody that isn't Fawitcha, and now we're seeing Nightwatch go into the second half with 2 hot hands. Fawitcha and Tayo are both players who need to be watched coming into the second half, because Tayo, off the back of that ace now, 11 and 9, good for 4th most kills in the lobby. Fawitcha at 15 and 10, he's got the 2nd most, only behind Gen Z 299, who's off the back of 9 kills in the first 3 or 4 rounds. Actually, I believe it was 3. First 3 rounds, it was Gen Z 299 with 9 kills, and at 18 now off the back of that success.
Well, now the 7-5 half, it may be in favour of the Darlings, but certainly could turn either way. It's our closest half yet, other than the 6-6 we had earlier on. But in this series, this is the closest half without a doubt. But what can be done in the second side? Nightwatch better, usually on attack. Will that be proven somewhere once again?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned before that it hasn't been towards long, so it's interesting to be seeing this play towards long already coming out as now Nightwatch. they're just going to take their time. They don't need to rush this at all. Lemonade watching this angle. A flash or something would be good to get him off of it, but actually some good utility goes in to get Lemonade off that initial angle and needs Rendezvous back because has been pressured pretty hard. Nexa when Kiko able to get one each, but 3 now for the attackers, make it 4 as Fowich has got 2 consecutive, and now it's just Has joined at the end of the pistol, trying to end this out with a 1 versus 3 up against pretty stacked odds, but Has joined 100 HP and a ghost. Well, better HP than everybody alive on the other side. Has been spotted though, so it's going to be tough.
Well, passed around 1 versus 3 as you mentioned. It should be a death here for Hadron. It will be exactly that. Chrome to find it. And 7-6 the scoreline. Still, of course, in favour of Darlings, but as Nightwatch slowly crawls on back, they're inching ever so closer.
And that was a crucial start for Nightwatch as well, because this is by far the closest half we've seen between these two, really all day, at least the closest opening half for sure. A 7-5 is so much more comebackable than anything else that we've seen today. And being so comebackable might make it all that much easier for Nightwatch, and also getting the pistol and hopefully getting the subsequent round, although I won't try and speak too soon out of fear of jinxing them, as it's a full mid-rush from the Darlings, but it looks to be a full B long play from Nightwatch. So, 2 completely different strategies enacted as Lemonade. Oh, Lemonade! Good to catch the first. Nani goes down, but it should be the spike going down as well, so this might be favoring Nightwatch, excuse me.
So the plant comes on through, and Tyler's going to be holding this with the Guardian. Unable to hit his shot, so gets 1 hit on Has. Genji, not up, the whip shot with the Spectre. Can't connect behind him. This would have worked out really well for the Darlings, actually. Chrome now going to be they're playing way too long distance here. Chrome now in a 1 versus 2. He has the gun advantage, but they still lose it. And Darling somehow take that round.
That was a wonderful round for Darlings. I mean, the Thrifty and just came into that one with some stingers and a dream. They rushed out mid. They forfeited the B site. Other team had better weapons. And you win the retake with stingers down long. I mean, that's just kind of unheard of. And I think it starts with the issue of putting your Guardian on Tayo so far out. I mean, giving them the opportunities to rush with the stingers and take those close range engagements against somebody who, I mean, if you had that Guardian in a more comfortable place like Hall, where you can peek when you'd like and take long range engagements as opposed to towards main, trying to watch the ramp peaks where they could try and just run right at you. And if you miss a couple of then it's kind of just game over. And that might have been the difference maker there. Not utilizing that Guardian properly gave away that first kill and ended up maybe in turn giving away that round. But Nexo is going to make sure that Schmack gives away his life, but only able to get the 2. Fowich had taken down as well, but Tayo still popping off for kills.
Oh, a great shot there by Keiko. Gets Nani on the approach. Has joined. Playing round R. Good shot there by Tayo. Makes it a 2v2. Of course, though, guns in favour of the side of Darlings, an Operator and the Vandal against the Guardian and a Frenzy. Both teams playing on A side. A rotate round will be made by Darlings. Sorry, made by Nightwatch, sorry. Trying to approach over to B now. Might find a gun on the way if they're lucky. I'm not going to do anything here, though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody who died in B-Link
30
had
seconds left.
any really useful guns. No, never mind. It's the Phantom picked up now for Tayo. Guardian dropped off to Chrome. So that's going to be massive. The knife goes out just to make sure. And the 0 point has in fact confirmed nobody here, but the rotates will come in. As now Lemonade knows where the spike is planted. 2 versus 2 in this retake. The Chamber just going to try and go high at first. Kiko coming through as well will go low. Flash to come out as well for Kiko. Not popping it quite yet, though. Lemonade just watching both angles, but Tayo's got the kill. Kiko in now. It's the 1 versus 2 for the Chamber, but a save! What a miraculous sight we're seeing for the first time seemingly all day. It's like a Chamber with an Operator and an iron will to make sure the gun is not lost to finally do it. But a save comes out, and now a round given away to the side of Nightwatch. As well, I mean, that's certainly a good opportunity for a save. Now you're going to have a really good shot in the next round. And 299 and has joined have decent amounts of money into the next round as well. So we could see a bit of a full investment here when we probably wouldn't have seen it without that save. And with an operator, we probably also would not have seen a 1 versus 2.
No, certainly not. And now this game as close as can be. Nightwatch down 7-8, but with the economy on their side, around looking to be in their favor, but can they make it so be the case? As they come into this next round, Nightwatch can win this, we'll be all tied up 8-8 and have a real game on our hands.
Enemy suppressed.
It'll be a close one, that's for sure, if we get to 8-8, but either way, with the way we've seen this attacking half start for Nightwatch, it's, wait, Nightwatch are on attack. Yep, I know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Lemonade has gotten that first one on Nani, and Lemonade's got another one on Deflecha. Headshot through the wall, it would seem. I don't quite know what just happened there, but 299 is still fighting hard towards A main. Has another one on the opposite side of the box, but gets the next one. Spike is dropped, but Schmack is able to barely get that next one down. 299 finally goes, but it's 2 kills from him and 2 kills from Lemonade, which means that it's likely to be a 9th round for Darlings. As Lemonade now looking for the 3rd. Gen Z not going to be able to pull out the 3K, but Schmack will need more than just the 3K to win this round out. Audio, here's one on the left side. Just watching the angle in front. Not really much to work with. Not getting any peeks from the other team. They're waiting for him to expose himself. And Schmack about to do just that. Peeking into 2 different players, but they've lined up, and now Schmack has a chance at an ace clutch in a 1 versus 3. The headshot found on the one, and the body shots are good for the other, and now he's against an operator. This could be a realistic chance, but watch out, because he's on the left side, and he's giving him the perfect angle. Lemonade isn't going to miss those. Schmack gets over-aggressive and gets punished for it. A 9th round is pulled out for Darlings, albeit much closer than it really needed to be.
Way too close for comfort there for Darlings, but they do take the round 9-7 now. And Lemonade making incredible work of the op that he saved the round before. This is why we keep telling everyone to save, because look how much use that came in. It was on their eco, he gets a free K with the operator, and wins the round for his team.
There we go. I mean, that's a perfect example. There was the round earlier where you know, the Phantom might not have made too much of a difference in that round, but that is why you save an operator in that situation, because that means that Lemonade has the ult in this round to pop and still has an operator as well. Hasn't popped the ult quite yet, yo. That's the operator, or the tour de force rather, being pulled out for the attackers, so it's Schmack. Unfortunately not able to get the ace clutch in that last round, pulling out the tour de force this round and trying to come back with a vengeance with that one-shot killer. And could be doing big work with it, but for now, not a lot of action early on, but Nexo could be exposed to some angles here.
And we're going to be found peeking out over at mid. Quite a few taps there from Noni, maybe trying to entice them to come on out. Is Schmack going to approach over to B long, see if he can catch someone along the way with that tour de force. Noni, playing patiently outside B doors. Over on the other end there. Waiting down long as next. So going to back off towards Art instead. The Fiends and the Fade both playing nearby as Has joined and Kiko. Both been doing great so far. And Has joined had a chance here. It's a 1 versus 3 in that situation. He backs off and it's a very good choice. Onto site now. Kiko will get the kill on Noni. Another great kill there. On the other end though, Has joined. Going to be sprayed down by Chrome. It becomes a 3 versus 2. And this round looks to be going in Nightwatch's favour. Next with a chance to get the spray here, will find one. A great shot by Lemonade. And now it's just Schmack up by himself, approaching from the back end. He's got the tour de force, but the fuse is coming out. There's no way he can make it in time.
Indeed he can't. Lemonade is good for the kill, and Nexo good for the defuse. It's a 10th round now, as it looks to be a bit of a runaway on the defensive end for the Darlings, and maybe as good as their attack was, it might not even be the strongest aspect of their Pearl, because their defense has looked strong so far, but now it's the oh-so-dangerous full investments here for Nightwatch, and now we could see an 8th round from them, and if we did, it would be just so fun, because, like, I know, we want to go to sleep, but at the same time, if we see this close of a map 3, it's gonna be interesting to watch regardless of how tired you may be. Tex is gonna object to that.
A close map 3 here, Merlin. Something like that so far. 10-7 the current score. Jumping on the site already and none are gonna be caught for it, gonna be punished. The Astro Wall paying dividends for them. Not gonna be coming out from Chrome, but has joined in, waiting, lurking behind the wall is Gen Z. An easy retake here. Chrome gonna get killed by the Molly. Smack, a great shot by the operator. Another chance on the ulting. Phoenix cannot find it. A 1 versus 3 here for the Witcher. Next though, gonna fake the defuse. Lemonade holding to the operator will get the kill. The defuse will be found. And 11-7. Now the scoreline for the Darlings.
Team Ace.
And I mean, man, with the way that everything was Nightwatch coming into this series, fresh off a 13-4, they came into their first game dominating. They did give away a couple of rounds towards the end of Haven, but we thought this was going to be their BO3 to win. After they won Haven, we thought, hey, they're probably taking Bind. If they don't take Bind, they'll probably take Pearl because we know how good they can be on it. But now, it's Nightwatch who are up against the ropes, and Darlings who might just be good to take the game. They've looked so clean in this map as well. I mean, Gen Z's been standing out. Lemonade has had huge performances. Kiko, Nexo, and has joined also holding up well, but unfortunately for them, or rather, fortunately for them, and unfortunately for Nightwatch, it looks like we may be closing in on the end of this series, and it might not be looking very good for Fowicha in spite of all the fighting he's done.
Certainly so. If Nightwatch can win this round, they keep themselves alive. If Darlings win it though, it'll be an equal round next time for Darlings and a very, very hard fight to win, especially at match point. It does start off incredibly well though for Nightwatch. 2 quick kills off the bat. But we've seen them lose these before at a 5 versus 3, and we've seen the comebacks be made. Will this be a similar case, or will this time be a win for Nightwatch?
It could, in fact, be just that, but 299 going down is going to make it look rough for Darlings. However, Nexo is able to get one back. So, as bad as things look, as dire of straits as they find themselves in, never say die until the end of the round, but Nexo has just said die right then and there as Lemonade, Headhunter in hand, did not pop the Tour de Force, and that proved to be a wise decision, as there really wasn't much of a shadow of a chance at the end of that round as Lemonade goes down, and we see an 8th in that round there for Nightwatch, and maybe they're staging a bit of a comeback, who knows?
Certainly will keep them in it here. Able to get most of a buy underway, and instead over on the other side it's going to be a bit of an equal round getting played by the Darlings. So we could be seeing going to 11-9 in favour of the Darlings, but this depends of course on how this round goes. But Nightwatch are keeping things close, but can they get any closer?
Well, they can. I know they can. It's just a matter of whether or not they will. That's the question everyone is thinking of in this kind of a situation. And right now, nope, yet to die, but that's gonna change really soon as Gen Z intervenes to get the first kill, and that's a massive first frag. Is Nexo gonna find 2 more? Nexo, 3 kills, and that might just be the round winner there as Lemonade gets the last at the very end with the Tour de Force. Schmack's gone down, and a 12-8 scoreline. As we have 4 rounds now that Nightwatch need to win to take this tournament. And although their buy in this round isn't going to be that shaky, it could definitely be better. And, well, this is going to be hard for Nightwatch.
100% can be better. Bit of a soft buy there. 1 Marshall, the rest Vandals, but no shields there on for Whiteout. Meanwhile, a full buy coming on out. Over for the other side of Darlings. They win this round, they win the series, they win the tournament. That tournament point now from now on. Schmack will get the first kill. Lemonade is kind of trying to retaliate. Gets a great collateral. Lemonade is incredible right now. Raisin making some moves. It will not work out though. And now Gen Z going to put the smokes down. Tayo comes on in and popping Lemonade's head. Another chance, but Gen Z will say otherwise. It's a 1 versus 3. The ult had been used. The kill had been found. And the win had been created. Darlings take the tournament. They win the final series 2-1. In the final game, 13-8.
Just defuse it! Just defuse it! Oh, we need to go to sleep. Anyways. I don't want to ruin the moment there, but anyways. That was a magnificent game. 13-8. The win. As congratulations to Darlings. They've secured that $200 bag. Only $100 for the side of Nightwatch, but they've earned their 100. Absolutely earning that with a fantastic best of 3 at the end of the night. But it is in fact the end of the night. Congratulations on winning the 15th Whiteout Weekly to Darlings, and congratulations on a well-fought tournament to none other than Night Mode as well. They did a great job through the tournament. Daddy's Darlings as well did a great job. I actually just slipped and said the name that Tex told me not to say. There it is, chat. You finally heard it. That's what their name was the whole time. And we weren't allowed to say it. But I accidentally just slipped and said it. So you know what? You get it. There's your closure. There's your closure. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Along with me for the ride has been Boy Arroyo, and about to go take one of the best sleeps of his entire life is Boy Arroyo. My name has been Happiness, and as well, Tex141, our producer for the evening. Thank you guys so much for joining us along this wonderful Valorant evening. It's been one heck of a ride, and I'm looking forward to seeing you very, very soon. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
We had a barbecue in San Tropez in May with some friends drinking booze, getting all loose. We drove the cars to the beach on the outside of the street, sat around a bonfire, eating marshmallows all night. We were young at the time, I know it, but you were so damn fine, couldn't get you on my mind. We were young at the time, I know it, but I wanted something more than you. Cause you wanna be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the sun. You wanna be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the summer. Free for the summer. Summer at the beach in San Tropez. I was with my friends, you were by yourself. You came to hang out with me. When the summer reaches end, then I'm worth your attention. But I had enough playing this game with yours. We were young at the time, I know it, but you were so damn fine, couldn't get you on my mind. We were young at the time, I know it, but I wanted something more than you. So we'll be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the sun. You won't be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the summer. Free for the summer.
touch the sky.